interview centre.
I'm here with the Stithians College girls first team co-captains. Girls, introduce yourselves, please.
Hi, I'm Jordan Wedderburn. And I'm Nicole Crinier.
Girls, both of you played in last year's final, and this is the second final in 2 years. Excited?
Very excited, a little bit nervous, but we're ready. Yeah, very excited to play Reddam. Haven't played them in a while, so it'll be good to see what they bring.
Obviously, last year you never won. You never won the tournament, but you've learned a lot. What are you going to bring to this game from learnings from last year?
I think that we have a lot more experience now, and last year we were very unfortunate. We lost in like the last 10 seconds of the game, so I think that having that experience and knowing that we can deal with the pressure will really help us this year.
Your coach Pierre Leroux, tell us a little bit about him.
He's been coaching us for the past 4 years, so we have a really strong bond with him, and the whole team is like got a good vibe going, so it's really nice to have him backing us in this final.
Well, congratulations on making the final, and we're all rooting for you.
Thank you so much.
I'm standing here with the coach of Stithians Girls College, Pierre Leroux. Pierre, tell us a little bit about the Stithians road to the final.
We had quite a nice start on the pool games. One tricky game against Sterling in the last pool game, but normally that happens when the top two teams face each other. And then a very convincing quarter-final and a very convincing semi-final win by the girls. You know, they're looking sharp. They're looking ready for the medal match.
Obviously, very nice that the girls are in the final. It's home support. Are you expecting a big crowd, big support?
Yeah, you'd always hope so. You know, it's when you go down to Cape Town and play Reddam there, you know, they get the masses out. So we're hoping today to see the whole of Gauteng and all the Gauteng schools supporting us. It would be great.
Thanks so much for your time.
Cool, thank you.
I'm here with Nicola Barrett and Matt Logan, the manager of Reddam Girls and the coach of Reddam Girls. Matt, tell us a little bit about the preparation leading up to this point.
We had the Mackenzie Cup tournament down in Cape Town about a month ago, which was really good for us. We got through to a final. Unfortunately, we didn't win that, but we learned quite a lot from that. And over those 4 weeks since that tournament, we've had a good training regime, and we're ready for the final today. So let's hope it goes well.
Nicola, being manager of a team, it's not an easy job, but the unsung hero of the team. Tell us a little bit about that.
So I've actually recently joined Reddam. Really proud to be a part of this team. I mean, they've really made it quite easy for me as a manager. You know, consistently bringing the heat every game. Pretty much there to support Matt with stats on the bench and things like that. But the girls have been phenomenal in all aspects, you know, especially in the organising and coming up to this day in the final, which we're very excited about.
Congratulations. Matt, just a little bit about these moments. Final, it's a big moment, and it calls for steely nerves. Tell us a little bit how you prepare your girls for that.
Yeah, well, we've trained hard. We try to work on the big match temperament. We had a tough semi-final where we were in control, and we let the game slip a little bit, and Rodine came back really strong, and we ended up going to a penalty shootout where we managed to hold our nerve. We're lucky to get through on a penalty shootout, but that's what happens in Waterpolo. Now we're ready for the final. So we try to take the stress off the girls. We try to deal with that on the bench with the manager, the coach, the assistant coach. We try to take the stress away from the players and let them just concentrate and focus on their job. So that's pretty much how we do it.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for your time, and good luck for later today.
Thank you very much.
I'm standing here with the Reddam Girls first team co-captains. Girls, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Layla Broomhall.
I'm Georgie Stopforth.
So congratulations on making it to the final. Are you excited about what's about to happen?
Yes, very excited to play Saints because we haven't played them in a while.
We've trained really hard for this moment, and I think it's about to pay off, so we hope it all goes well.
Tell us a little bit about the road to the final. Tough games and close games that led up to this moment.
Yeah, so we got into a penalty shootout in our semi-final, and we pulled through. So it's been a hard journey, but I think it's come right.
Phenomenal achievements for the boys and the girls to be in the final of this prestigious tournament. Are you proud? You're proud to have such a good water polo tradition at Reddam?
Yeah, because Reddam's their main sport is water polo, so it's very good to have both teams finally in the final, because last year none of them made it, so this year it's good to pull through.
Girls, good luck, and we'll see you in the final.
Thank you.
Right, here we are back in the pool, ready to, the players are getting all ready here, the results of this final matchup. You see Reddam and Stithians both dominating both sides in their pool and in their quarterfinals and semi-finals. Sarah, you were involved in the girls section as a coach of the Pearson team. Just what do you think? Are these two teams the rightful finalists?
Yeah, I think, Clarendon just took bronze as well. I think coming into this, I thought maybe Clarendon would have been in the final, but they ended up meeting a really strong St. Stithians in semi-finals. But yeah, I think they've got this right. St. Stithians had a fairly easy pool compared to quite a lot of the other pools, but in saying that, their crossovers then would have been a little bit more difficult. So I think we're seeing the best two teams in the tournament in the finals.
Yeah, looking at those scores, there's not much between the two, but between the sides, I mean, really strong competition on the girls' front this year. And it all bodes well for both this tournament as well as South African polo, being an under-18 FINA World Champs year next year.
Exactly, and considering that this is also a stayers tournament, which means there's no matrics, so this is the first time really that we're seeing all of the top teams in the same tournament without their matrics, which makes it quite difficult for the teams. First time of the year that you're playing without your dominant big players. It's quite a navigation, to have to try and play around and through that, which means that this tournament has a lot of really close results because everyone is in the same boat. So you know what, I think that girls water polo in general is really going to look strong, but it's boding well for what's going to come next year, because all of these teams, what you're seeing now is what you're going to see next year in the beginning of the year with all of your top girls tournaments.
100% is that educational shift for those grade 11s, taking on the senior caps and taking on that responsibility and accountability. Certainly something that all sportsmen, men and women, need to learn from school sport, which is awesome. And here we have the pool is set up beautifully with the Marmiston goals, and here we have the lineup. There is Georgie Stopforth, one of the co-captains of the Reddam side.
And she's had a lot of experience. I mean, both her brothers and siblings have played. You see Hannah Cato there in the screen. That's the goalie we've been talking about. Amy Harding, really good player. I think, we're going to be looking at Tara Hastings a lot for defensively, and then Hannah Schubert at the top with a big, strong shot.
Yeah, that Reddam side, a lot of threats from all around, both in the up front and on the perimeter.
Welcome to the final of the St. Stithians 2019 Water Polo Tournament. We welcome our girls finalists from Reddam, Cape Town, playing in white caps today. Number 1, Hannah Cato. Number 2, Amy Harding. 3, Hayley Hansen. 4, Tara Hastings. 5, Georgie Stopforth. 6, Hannah Schubert. 7, Lily Matthews. 8, Georgie Bester. 9, Mia Baxter-Elliott. 10, Layla Broomhall. 11, Ruby Mitchell. 12, Tamsin Evans. 13, Stella Binneman. They are coached by Matt Logan and managed by Nicholas Molyneux. Playing in blue caps today, St. Stithians Girls College. Cap 1, Veronica Keys. 2, Frankie Gush. 3, Natasha Trotsky. 4, Jenna Locher-Clark. 5, Tatum Lomax. 6, Olivia Sim. 7, Shakira January. 8, Bianca Kennelly. 9, Nicole Cronier. 10, Jordan Wedderburn. 11, Samantha Vary. 12, Amy Fitzsimons. 13, Madison Howarth. They are coached by Pierre Leroux and managed by Jessica Penny. Our referees for today, Tim Reselman and Paige Meacham. Good luck to both teams. Just a reminder to the team managers and coaches, you are allowed 2 timeouts, and if we get there, it will be 5 penalties if there is a penalty shootout. As soon as the teams are ready, referees, we can start.
And there you have the captains having a little discussion with both referees. Tim Reynoldsman and Paige Meacham. Tim originally from Cape Town, now in Johannesburg, and Paige Meacham from East London. Both referees having had a good tournament. I feel the matches that I've seen them ref.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see a female ref. I think Paige is actually the only female ref that's here. Oh no, Jess Penny ref as well a little bit, the manager of Stithians. But it's awesome to see such a amazing female ref coming through the ranks and ranking in a final. And then Timmy Reselman, he's one of the up-and-coming refs in South Africa, originally actually from Reddam, went to Reddam, and now in Joburg working here and coaching here and playing here. So I think we've got two of the best officiating here at this girls' final, and we really are set for a cracker. We're close to getting going now. Teams are getting in the pool, and I think nerves must be quite high, but the best players and the best teams are the ones that are able to step up when the pressure is at its highest. So I think this first couple of minutes is really going to set the tone to see if both teams have come out to play or if one team is going to dominate. And I'm really hoping we're going to see a really close final.
Bottom of your screen there is David Clark, the headmaster of Reddam Constantia. And as you can see, the crowd is all here. Both parents have flown up and siblings have flown all the way from Cape Town to watch their girls play from Reddam, and then obviously the host side. It's quite difficult for a lot of supporters. They obviously, with the rugby being on, they are torn between, but it's really awesome to see the support out here this afternoon. And it's an absolutely magnificent day for Waterpolo. Really nice and hot here at Stithians. And this setup is simply outstanding, and I would say probably world class, Sarah. And you've been around a lot at a lot of international and FINA tournaments, both for South Africa and as well as Australia. What are your thoughts of this sort of facility?
Yeah, I mean, I've been blessed enough to play all over the world in some of the most amazing facilities, but we really do have world-class facilities here in South Africa. Since Stithians we've been able to play 3 games going at the same time in a tournament, which is kind of unheard of. So it's, as you said, an absolutely beautiful day, but you couldn't get a more beautiful and picturesque setting here at St. Stithians. And it's a world-class event for a team and both teams that can hopefully put up a world-class performance.
Right, and Reddam girls have just jumped in the water, and that's Timmy Reselman and Paige Meacham, as we've said, your 2 referees. And girls just jump in, the starting 7, just sort of warming up their shoulder, a couple of last-minute shots just to get their eyes in, and we're set to go in a couple of minutes. Really exciting stuff here. There's the whistle, Tim Reselman calling for teams to line up. Ready for the swim-off.
So looking at the starting lineup, you can see here we've got Tatum Lomax on the right with Shakira January on the left. Here we have Nicole Cronje, we have Jordan Vedderburn. It looks like she's going to go and sit up front, which is going to be a few problems for Reddam unless they can really neutralize her. But I think looking at who's going to match up with her, we've got a really good centre back in Tamsin Evans there for Reddam, and it's going to be a good game. Here we go.
Right, and we're underway here with the first swim-off in the first quarter. It's 4-7 stop-start. The entire tournament has been 4-5, so a little bit extra time here in these final matches, and it's the Stithians with the first position, looking to move the ball up the pool. Is Lomax moving the ball down the right-hand side. Tight press here from Reddam. Reddam traditionally are quite dynamic in their defence, looking to press, strangle. This is good defensive work
really
at the top of the deep.
You can see they're dropping off that weak side of the pool there. But pressure passing here is going to be quite a big one. You can see Tatum's going to go and set double centre there.
And not much time left on the shot clock, 4 seconds.
Overpass.
Bit of a Hail Mary pass there, and it's well defended by Reddam, and now Reddam on the counter-attack.
Johanna Schubert's bringing the ball up here. You can see Stithians are most probably also going to play a tight press. I think it's going to be a battle of the tight press today and the pressure passing. Then Reddam have no centre at the moment. Here we go. Tamsin Evans coming to sit.
A dynamic movement here from Reddam, looking to set up their centre forward. It's a bit of a sort of individual battle here. 2 seconds left on the shot clock with the, just over the top there. Not a bad effort from Reddam, and now it's Stithians back on the attack. Just both teams sort of sussing each other out, a bit of an arm wrestle at the moment.
100%. I think we're going to see a lot of outside shooting from Reddam today.
Just in picture there was Matt Logan, coach of Reddam, trying to rally his troops there. And again, opting for the tight press is Reddam.
We have a zone here. So you see we have Tamsin dropping there.
Really good defensive effort here by Bloemhall. And Trotsky looking for opportunity out the back, working the ball around, looking for their centre is Stithians College.
Big
hold there. It's
Jordan Veteran looks like one referee called the reversal. Now the one blew the foul, but we're going for the reversal, yeah.
It's a reversal, as you see there. There's the girls holding the costume. You can't hold the costume in ladies water polo, and so that's resulted in the turnover foul.
Something that you're not used to there, Blue. The costume holding and suit grabbing in women's water polo is quite a huge part of the game.
100%.
Oh, we have our first exclusion of the game, and that's actually quite a big one considering it's Jordan Vederbird, number 10. So she's in a little bit of foul trouble early, which is quite a good tactic from Reddam's side. Let's see what they've got here on the power play, moving the ball up around the top.
Trying to shift the ball to
There's a big
the right.
shooter up top in Schubert. Oh, good save.
Very good save from Stithians goalkeeper Keys. Very outstanding work here, and there's only a few seconds left of this extra man power play. Can Reddam dominate here? This is Stopforth out the back.
Schubert up top. Up, right over.
The radar a little bit off there, and opportunity missed. Here's the replay. You can see the shift movement of Reddam looking to open up 2-on-1, opening up the center of the pool, and good bounce from the great save.
Great save
from Keys, and it's Stithians now back on the counter attack. Setting up again, nice and wide is the D for Stithians College.
We have Nicole Cronje up in centre forward. We have a little bit of a drop there coming.
An ordinary foul. A quick ball here. And it looks like it's on here for Stithians College. Can she finish? That's a great goal. Outstanding goal there from Sim. Olivia Sim, also her brother played for the Stithians first team a couple of years ago. So it's a great start for the home side there.
Yeah, just defensively, Reddam gets a little bit caught up. They've got a drop coming from that side, and then when the ordinary foul is blown, you have two players that are both marking the same player, no one going back over. So good communication. So you can see here, she's left all the way open. Reddam's defense is caught out, and it's great finish.
A little donut there, good finish there. Now it's back in the centre forward. Yeah, this is Tamsin Evans working hard to get the exclusion, and it looks like Trotsky is going to take 20 seconds to cool down.
Yeah, so Tash Trotsky is known to be a really good defender. She's a centre back. She's getting caught there a little bit on that side with no zone. Here we have good power play move again. Second chance for Reddam.
Again, Reddam opting to pull it from the right-hand side, looking to open up a 2-on-1 on the far side of the pool. And it's a
great goal by Hannah Schubert.
Great effort from Hannah Schubert there. Good finish. She was under huge amounts of pressure, and scores are levelled. Hannah Schubert had two defenders on her back and still able to finish with a bounce shot down the middle. Great finish there from the ladies from Cape Town.
Yeah, we spoke a little bit about that, right? That the outside shooting from Reddam, and they've had two power plays now. They missed the first one with a good save. The second one they made sure they put away. You can see balls coming to centre, but unfortunately centre forward's not looking where the ball is. It's an easy steal for Reddam there.
Blue Mill working well at the centre back for Reddam House, and this is now Amy Harding carrying it up on the right-hand side of the pool. Working hard.
She's really good at trying to get around. She's quite sneaky. What she lacks inside. She's quite short, Amy, but we always say that she's got the most fight out of anyone. So when she gets that ball on that side of the pool, she's always looking to turn.
Yeah, good hard work there. A little bit of protesting from off your screen there from Matt Logan, the Reddam coach, looking for seeing if he could try and twist the ear of the referee. But now against the Stithians, opting for a wide D. Very good defense here from Reddam. It's really good defense here from Reddam, Sarah.
They're doing
really
such a good job.
the Stithians College girls.
They really are, and they're dropping also from the right places. You know, we saw a little bit of a miscommunication early, which can happen easily, but if they sort that out, I think they're doing a really good job. Some holding there at centre forward, which forces the turnover, and now you've got your big shooter coming up down the middle of the pool.
This is Vedeburn right down the middle of the pool, and then we open on the left-hand side of the pool here. Looks like Sim carrying hard. Another great finish. Great finish. Apologies, it's not Sim, it is Lomax who's finished that. An outstanding finish from Stithians College, taking advantage of that counter-attack. A mistake from Reddam House with the holding and the contra foul up front, and Stithians making the girls from Cape Town.
No, I think you were right. That was Olivia Simmer, second goal of the game, number 6. So she's been open twice on that left-hand side of the pool, and both times on that counter-attacking opportunity she was open, and she's clinically finishing, which is awesome. They've given her a break, well-deserved break.
And ball now on the top far side of your pool, looking for opportunities here. Big hard work in the centre forward position. But a drive on the left-hand side, and great
long.
Outstanding long-range shot there.
Schubert again. And so you see there with the centre forward player of of, I think that was Tara Hastings there at centre forward. It's forcing the zone off of one of the biggest shooters for Reddam, and she just took her time, big balk, and then a nice lob over the head there. So that's also Schubert's second goal of the game. So far we have 2 players really stepping up on the attacking point.
It's 2 minutes, 20 seconds left on the clock there. Just coming over the shoulder, and it's the first power play opportunity for Stithians. What can they do?
Yeah, Vedaburn drawing really big and strong in there.
Good movement of the ball and a
great save.
Very good save. Very different contrasting styles there. Quick movement of the ball from Stithians College, looking for the opportunity early, whereas Reddam being a little bit more patient on their power play opportunity, and perhaps we'll see what will happen and look at both the Reddam team looking to try and shut out any passing opportunities.
Oh, that one, I think she was trying to go for a little bit of a lob there, catching the goalkeeper out. But, you know, for those of you that don't know the new rules, you'll see here when you get a power play move, you actually only have 20 seconds now. So you have to really finish your extra man, and really one bad pass can move you. If there is a 2 meter, you also only get a 20-second repossession. So for those of you that aren't quite familiar with the new rules.
And Baxter Elliott now with the... And it's a reversal again in the centre forward position, and as well, part of those new rules is you play the ball from where it lies. So this is now an opportunity for Stithians with Sim up the left-hand side of the pool. There's Coach Pierre Leroux instructing his charges, and it's looking at entry pass. And again,
we've actually had 3 turnovers in a row now from Suit Holding, so both teams are going to have to. The referees are setting the precedent early. We have a counter-attack up the middle of the pool. Oh, good favour. And a 5 meter.
Georgie Stopforth working really well in the centre forward position. Great pass from the other side of the pool, and
got a little bit lucky with the skim there of the ball. It landed right in front of Georgie Stopforth, but she, held the player up. We got a penalty here coming from Layla Broomhall.
And frustration in Coach Pierre Leroux. Obviously a soft turnover just from an unforced error on the far side. And a good finish, great finish there from Layla Broomhall. And it's Reddam with the 1 goal advantage here with just 1 minute 15 seconds to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, Layla, she's been one of those players that was in the SA Under-16 setup, and in the last year she's really stepped up. You can see she's also marking centre back there, and she does such a good job of really putting pressure on the centre forward, and she's have a big task with Jordan Vedaburn in there. You can see they have a huge battle going on, but then able to come over.
Here's an opportunity here for Stithians College.
Oh.
And she's there with a great goal.
Tatum Lomax.
Immediate comeback there from Tatum Lomax for Stithians College. Just sneaky there. Defender took her eye off her. Stuck around behind. Great pass over the top, and Lomax with the finish. It's 3-3, minute to play.
She's one of the sneakiest, fastest players in girls water polo. She is someone that you have to keep your eye on at all times, and you could just see there. Watch this replay. Sneaky. She doesn't get it, but she doesn't stop and just pushes that ball in.
Great finish there from Stithians College. Now it's Reddam opting for the 2 centres, working hard here. That's a good defensive effort from Stithians.
Oh, Tatum Lomax is up the right. No one marking her. Okay, we all even.
Now it's Lomax on the far side of the pool, looking for drives coming down the middle. Second wave of attack. You'll see that
Reddam's playing really strong defence there.
Very good defense from them, but you'll see every time a foul is played, you'll see the girls throw the ball up in the air. The new rule state you must play the ball immediately, so you can't hang on to it, so you'll see them all forced to play the ball.
And playing the ball means the ball has to leave your hand, no balking. So you'll see if you balk, it's a complete reversal. Ball coming into centre here. There's a bit of a drop. Ordinary.
Yes, Georgie Stock having Bloomhall with the opportunity, throwing over the top. I think she was judged to be inside the 6 metre.
See Nick Molyneux on the screen there. Long shot.
Not a bad effort there from number 10 for Vedaburn. Not a bad effort from Stithians at the end there, but
end
we
of
are
quarter 1
3-3.
locked up. I'm really glad that we're seeing this. We're seeing really strong play, defensive play from both teams. We've seen really consistent reffing. They're blowing the reversal for suit grabbing on both sides, and we're seeing some good play with regards to outside shooting. I really think we're in for a really good game here. You see first quarter, at the moment we've had 2 goals from Olivia Sim, from Stithians, 2 goals from Hannah Schubert from Reddam. You can see Reddam huddling up there. Both coaches are going to be giving some big instruction. It's always, after this first quarter, you kind of see what the tempo of the match is going to be, and this is where the coach really comes into play. You can start changing your tactics a little bit. You can start, give your girls that encouragement of, look, we're in this, nerves have settled a little bit, and this is when you really start getting into the groove of the game.
And Pierre Leroux there instructing his charges, ensuring that they come out and try and score first in the second quarter. And really hard work here. And those of you who are watching this and not watching the rugby, it's locked 9-all. South Africa versus Wales. So those of you with 2 screens in front of you will know what's going on. But
yeah, you can see Pierre there giving some instructions to his girls. You know, like the girl said in the opening statement, he's been with them for quite a few years. For a lot of these girls who are in grade 11, you know, they've had him for their whole career at Stithians, so they know him really well. He knows them really well. Same with Matt Logan. You know, he's been a permanent fixture of Reddam House. You know, he's moved from coaching juniors this year to coaching seniors. I think he has a really good rapport with these girls. I think from both sides, the message is going to be very clear on what the message is going to be for now going forward into the second quarter.
Paige Meacham in picture, referee. And now Pierre Leroux has certainly put Stithians Waterpolo on the map in the last 4 years. He's managed to take them all the way to number 1 for a number of those 4 years. Pretty much all 4 years, I think he's ended up at number 1 at some point.
No, Pearson have been there. You know, it's been a massive battle between Pearson and Stithians over the last 3-4 years. I remember last year in the final it was Pearson versus Stithians, and Pearson ended up winning in the last 10 seconds of the game. So these girls have all been here before. They know what it's going to take. They know what it takes to lose this, and they desperately want it. So you know, here we go. Swim off is gone.
Paige Meacham throwing the ball into the pool, and it's
Reddam ball. Oh. Stithians ball came over her head there.
Really tight swim off there, and it's Cronje with the ball. Cronje being pressed by Baxter Elliott. It's good work there by Baxter Elliott. Difficult to get the pass away. And,
ordinary foul there at centre forward. These players are doing a really good job. Reddam players are defending there at centre forward. It's great steal there at the top.
And that's great work by Georgie Stockforth, and it's now Reddam House on the counter attack. It's Cronje with the ball in hand, looking for a cross pull pass. Stretch the defenders here. It's the Stithians immediately into the front mark position, and good ball into centre forward.
Great forward to centre forward. There's exclusion there. That's great work there. Great work by Georgie Bester. We got another power play movement. We have Mia Baxter bringing it in. You see Reddam with their power play, they like to slow it down.
Oh,
as I said that. Outside shot, good save by the goalkeeper. Not enough on that skip shot.
Commentators curse Sarah.
Absolutely.
Just as you said, that shot came quite quickly, and it's now Stithians with their first opportunity of this, or second opportunity of this quarter.
I think that's what it's going to come down to at the end. Is going to be which team draws the most exclusions and can actually finish it. You know, we're seeing the game of Waterpolo with 6-on-5 opportunities at the moment. Reddam have had the upper hand. They've had 3 6-on-5 opportunities and only finished 1 at the moment.
And looking for their centre here is Stithians. Oh, and it's a
close
throw. Very fortunate for Broomhall there, throwing the ball away, and here goes
Tatum Lomax.
Lomax with an opportunity. Oh.
So you see she's really sneaky on that right-hand side. She likes to get around her player. The team will always be looking for a counter-attack opportunity coming here with the inside water drive. We've got Amy Harding coming through. She will look to try and turn.
Good scramble defense from Stithians College. You have
suit grabbing again. Turnover on suit grabbing.
It's Madison Hayworth on the bench for Reddam House. And, so Stithians slowing things down a little bit, catching their breath, trying to suss out this Reddam House
Shakira
defense.
January sitting there in centre forward.
Ball comes in, great pass.
Exclusion here.
Another exclusion.
So let's see, it's 4-2 setup. Both teams opting for the 4-2 setup. Ball to Nicole Cronje. You've got to watch Tatum Lomax on that right side.
Looking to open up the post here. Not the greatest of passes, and it's finished. It's a great finish here by January. And good power play from Stithians College, although
Pierre Leroux doesn't look very happy. I think that was an unlucky overpass that ended up landing to unmarked Shakira January on that 3 post. So really good finish by Shakira January there. And Reddam obviously we were offering for the rush defense, which means then that defender coming over, as you can see, the defender coming over hasn't quite got there yet. And it allows Shakira January to just pick the ball up and put that in the corner.
Potential call for penalty there from Pierre Leroux. I think maybe he was a bit upset that or thought that his play was impeded. But there's Reddam House on the counter-attack. Working
great defense by Nicole Cornier. You know, Amy Harding looks to turn every time and she's just counter spinning, and we've got a counter attack coming up the middle of the pool. There's a 3-on-2 up the middle of the pool there.
There's a 4-on-3. Here we go. Can the Stithians capitalize on this opportunity?
Slowing it down.
January with the ball on the near side of your picture.
We have Jordan Wedderburn coming to sit center.
Another exclusion.
And there's no one marking her. She's going to get the ball.
Oh, and just over the top. Looks like Georgie Stopforth was the offending player there, and a lucky let-off for Reddam House. A great shot over the top, bounce shot over the top. Very difficult to block those bounce shots. You never know which direction is going to come off the water.
She had a lot more time than I think she knew, but you know, Reddam needs to slow it down a little bit. The momentum's kind of switched a little bit in Stithians' direction. Now they need to slow it down, just regroup.
And this is Georgie Stopforth just after being ejected. Now she's coming up the pool. But lucky there with that foul. Not the greatest of passes. Looks like Amy Harding was swamped by dark cap defenders. And this is Harding really trying to work hard to release the pass there in a speculative shot.
So watch, Jordan's not marked at all. She has a lot more time than she thinks. Great skip shot, but unfortunately going wide.
There's a really good shot there from Jordan Wedderburn. And this is January. Good pressure on January here.
So you'll see there's an isolation at centre forward. We can expect the ball to come in now.
Ball into centre forward, as you said. Here goes.
Good marking, just easy foul. Jordan Wedderburn earning the exclusion again off of number 10, Leila Bramewell.
I think Leila Blamehall. It's a great goal there, and the Stithians are now stretching their lead to 2 goals. This is now 5-3.
So we spoke a little bit about this before. Number 10, Jordan Wedderburn. You know, she is one of the best players. She's there going, turning, earning the exclusion, quick 1-2, getting the ball back, and then you know the shot wasn't the greatest shot. You'll see now when they play the replay, but lucky it just slid under the goalkeeper's arm. There's an overpass on the other side. Oh, great defense there by Jordan. You'll see the replay. Comes up.
Big ball. Bang straight under the arm.
Right under the arm of the goalkeeper.
A really good shot there from the Stithians centre back. So now Stithians again up front, looking for the centre opportunity.
Oh dear.
Great defence from Reddam. Potentially opportunity for an exclusion there, but really good work there from Reddam. And now this is carrying the ball up here is Schubert. Schubert looking for the far side. And ball now up at the other end of the pool.
So you'll see with these new rules, when you have to play yourself, what it means is that the defender has to drop, but as soon as you play yourself, they have access to come back onto you. So if you're playing a really tight press, the minute your defender plays the ball, you're able to go and press her again, which means that if there's a lot of pressure on you for passing, you'll see Reddam's being put under quite a lot of pressure at the moment.
And this really good work there at the back end. We have tweet from Jeremy Robert Phillips, bring it home, Reddam. It's
great to have the support. You know, we don't have a lot of Cape Townian schools here at this tournament for girls. In the boys section, we've got an all Cape Townian final. But from the girls' side, there are not very many schools from Cape Town, so I'm sure all the Cape Townians are watching live stream at home, supporting Reddam here. We have Reddam in the girls and the boys' final today, so really good showing from Reddam House in this tournament. We have inside water drive here. 5 meter.
5 meter penalty. Bit of a
off of Bianca Kennelly there. You just see that ball side drive shows how defensively, if you're not on the ball side, it opens you up for a lot of problems. And we have Georgie Stopforth here taking the penalty.
Interesting call there, Sarah, with that penalty. Penalties should be called in between the posts, and one got the feeling that there is a great finish there by Georgie Stopforth. But as I was saying, the Reddam girl was just on the outside of the post there.
She was. It's a bit of a touch and go one. If I was refereeing, I probably would have given an exclusion, but it's very difficult watching from up here, and they've got that bird's eye view over there. So, you know, Georgie Stopforth finishes it. Really nice bounce shot there, skip shot, which takes Reddam to within 1. Game on.
And trying to close the gap here. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go on the clock in the second quarter.
Ball up top with Jordan Wedderburn with the double centre coming. Great defence. Ball's coming in to Natasha Trusky, I think that is. Lucky.
Really good defence there from Reddam House, and it's 1 minute 45 to go, and it's Reddam on the attack. Looking for a release pass.
You can see the teams are pressing out really far, which means that it's opening up the centre forward play a lot in this game.
Yeah, and it's Baxter Elliott just getting caught with the ball there, and it's now Georgie Stopforth coming in outside 6, and Georgie with the go, just wide of the goals there, and big counter
big counter on that left-hand side.
It's Stithians on the counter-attack on the far side of the pool.
We have Tatum Lomax coming down the middle of the pool. We spoke about how fast she is. You can expect a skip shot here.
And great finish.
Yeah, you can't. She's so fast. You can't leave her open. She'll come down the middle of the pool. You can see they're set up really wide to allow the space for her. And she's going to bounce that shot every time, and she's very rarely misses. So that's a great shot by Tatum Lomax.
Yeah, and just the energy and the bit of impetus is going Stithians' way here. Certainly taking advantage of every counter-attack opportunity and making Reddam pay for their mistakes. Another mistake there from hard defence.
So we have the replay here. You see Tatum's left all by herself. She comes in one balk and slots it cross cage.
It's a great shot there by Tatum. Ball in and great defence here from Reddam.
Unfortunately, Tatum also gets it. We've got an overlap here on this side next to her. So we have a counter-attack on the other side. Great finish by Tara. Great finish. She's a great shooter.
Tara Hastings there, and again, there's Reddam making Stithians pay for a mistake, a reverse or contra foul.
So, you know, it's quite difficult for some of these girls that have played international water polo in Tatum Lomax and Jordan Vedeburn and a couple of the others. It's such a physical game overseas where a lot of the turning, kicking and going is allowed overseas. And at school level, we tend to kind of reverse that quite a lot. And we have to be able to adapt to the referees. And you see Tatum there is going for a strong turn. We see we got Nicole Cronje up top. Jordan's left alone. And she's not going to miss that.
And Jordan Vedeburn making Reddam pay for falling asleep a little bit on attack, and
nice little lob over there. The drive freed her up. She was all alone. Great vision there from Nicole just to pop her the ball and just a little pop over.
And Stithians keeping their 2-goal lead on the ladies from Cape Town, from Constantia. Ball comes over the top. This is Ruby Mitchell. Ruby Mitchell on the near side looking for a centre forward. Working hard and
right over.
Ordinary foul.
Georgie Stopforth is left open. Unfortunately not a great pass. Can't control the ball.
Very lucky let off for St. Stithians there. Georgie Stopforth's deadly in that position with a good pass. And now
that's an over-aggressive foul there. Unfortunately by Georgie Bester, and that means they've got timeout called by Pierre for a power play move, and this is quite big. You know, there isn't a lot of time left in this second half, and if he's going to just call them, try and get a 3-goal buffer leading into half-time, which will really take the pressure off St. Stithians and place it completely onto Reddam. So Reddam need a huge stop here on 5-on-6 defense, and St. Stithians are going to look to make Reddam pay for what was quite a silly exclusion. You know, just over-aggressive on that foul, which led to her being kicked out.
It's a coach killer, as we say often in sport. It's one of those fouls that can easily be avoided, but obviously the pressure mounting on Reddam here, and just letting the frustration get the better of them at this stage. And Pierre Leroux giving some clear instruction there. Quite an animated coach is Pierre Leroux, and he's a bit of a perfectionist. Expects. You know, gives his all for water polo, has given his all for water polo over many years, both as the national captain, player, schoolboy player, and now coach. And he's been coaching the junior national teams and that. So it's he really has given his life to water polo in South Africa, and it's awesome to see someone with such passion on the side of the pool.
It's going to be interesting to see what power play move they have. A lot of coaches, you know, you practice these specific power play moves. They've only got 5 seconds left on the clock. 3, 2, 1, and she drops the ball, and that's the buzzer. No goal. So
saved by the buzzer.
Saved by the buzzer. With that drop pass, unfortunately, it meant that her shot was right after the buzzer, which lets Reddam a little bit off the hook there, and we go into half-time now with a 2-goal lead for the home crowd. And you can hear the crowd in the background really rallying behind the home team here in St. Stithians. Reddam are going to have to really dig deep defensively to start and then push and apply the pressure.
Now Sarah, with the buzzer going before she released the ball, That would mean that Reddam would start with a man down if they lose the swim-off, and there would be 12 seconds left of their extra man.
Exactly right. So she still had possession when the buzzer left, regardless of whether she threw the ball before the buzzer went. Did you see these stats here? Thanks to iSports Analysis and the analyst here providing us with these awesome stats. You can see both teams quite similar shot attempts, but Reddam with the 2 penalty shots, just Stithians with a little bit higher percentage on shot efficiency, but it's all coming down to the power play success rate. So if you look there, power play success for Reddam, they're at the higher percentage here. But if you look at what's going on with actually the efficiency of the shots, since Stithians are putting away more of their opportunities, it's quite even. Hey, Baloo?
No, 100% is very even, and thanks to Christy Mullender, in charge of the analyst. Well, she is the analyst, and her company to putting these stats together. It's really fantastic for all of us to see. And 2 goals in it, and Stithians are probably feeling a little bit comfortable here, and Reddam will have to dig really deep. But it is always this dreaded third chucker. Both of us being water polo coaches, Sarah, we know what it's like for a team. This changeover, a little bit of extra time. Sometimes teams don't react too well to that extra bit of time to overthink things potentially, and other teams come out firing. So it is the third chucker that is often key in these moments.
We call it the killer quarter. You know, the third quarter is the killer quarter. It's the quarter where games are won and lost. A lot of teams, especially teams that are up, you know, coaches get their most scared when you go into halftime up, because sometimes you can just relax a little bit in another team, and then the momentum changes leading into the fourth quarter. So we always say that the third quarter is the defensive quarter. You just want to play great defense in this third quarter, not allow another team to score goals on you, and just keep your calm. But yeah, we're hoping from a spectator's point of view that Reddam comes back in this, and we're seeing a close contest. But at the moment, since Stithians have just been a little bit more clinical.
And certainly making Reddam pay more often with the counter-attack. And as we've mentioned, I mean, Tatum Lomax has been outstanding in her counter-attack and her speed up the pool. She's almost got jet-propelled swimming legs up the pool. It's certainly it's awesome to see the pace of this young lady. And here we have our referee just instructing the Reddam team that they have to win the swim-off if they're going to go back to 6-on-6.
And it's 12 seconds. You can see Paige Meacham is there saying 12 seconds. So if Reddam win the swim-off here, they'll come back to even. If Stithians win the swim-off, they'll have 12 seconds of extra man.
And here we go.
See some of the cool supporters there. So awesome to see so many people supporting women's water polo. Oh, it's a great swim off by Reddam. I mean, they're swimming against one of the fastest. That's a great swim there. Who was that? That's from Hayley Hansen. Great swim by Hayley, which means that Reddam don't have to be under pressure from man down. And we all even.
And it's controlling the ball up the near side of the pool. And
so see Reddam has no centre at the moment. She's getting pushed out. We're coming in from the other side.
This is Bloomhall looking for a layout pass, a bit of a drive there. Great work from January in the centre back position there, really cutting off the pass and making Tamsin Evan work really hard in the centre forward position.
Oh, great. Not a great pass into centre forward.
And
3 seconds left on the shot clock, but she's inside 6 meters. We'll look for an outside shot here. The buzzer goes off.
And it's a little bit of holding happening in the middle of the pool there, and it's a counter-attack again from Stithians. Good scramble defense from Reddam. Stithians looking for the opportunity in the centre forward, and a 5-meter penalty.
No, she's blown the exclusion there. Number 4, they've left, luckily. Okay, we have a 3-3 set up at the moment.
Yeah, interesting call there. Full turn on goal usually is a 5-meter penalty, as we've seen this tournament. So just obviously Meacham not thinking. It's a good attempt there. Really good hard work there from Reddam.
You could see there that Hayley Hansen wasn't right over, so there was a shooting lane. The blocking wasn't really that good. Giving Tatum Lomax some space to shoot. Unfortunately, she just had a little bit too much power on that bounce shot, which hits the post. I think Reddam got away with that there. A little bit lucky.
And Reddam going up the pool. Stithians, Reddam opting for 2 centres here. Trying to get the ball in.
Great defense.
That's January there with this steal.
So you'll see.
That's
Shakira January.
That's
You'll see here, since Stithians where they have the upper hand is they actually have 3 specialist centre backs. You've got Shakira January, you've got Nicole Cronier, and you've got forgetting the name, Tash Trusky. You've got 3 specialist centre backs. You've got Jordan Vedderburn here with inside water. Called for holding.
And it's now Reddam on the counter-attack here. They didn't make And you can see the contrast in the two counter-attack styles. Stithians ferocious in the way they're counter-attacking up the pool, and Reddam just taking things a little bit easier, much to their coach Matt Logan's dismay, but they're opting for the two centers. Ball into centre forward.
Strong play. Holding turn. So we're getting a lot of holding turnovers here, which you got to get the players they have to be able to adjust to what the referees are blowing. You know, they've been, and again another one.
Very frustrating as a spectator and a coach with the amount of contra fouls. But again, as you say, Sarah, you've got to adapt quicker.
You've got to, you know, you use your first quarter to see what the refs are going to allow and what they aren't, and then as a player you need to adjust.
It's Bloomhall.
She's inside, unfortunately. So you'll see the referees put their hand up with a little bit of a 5 or what? They put up a hand to show if you're outside the 6 meter or not. So one of the new rules is that it's no longer a 5 meter foul and shot. You have to be outside the 6. So they put their hand up to show you if you're within the 6 meter range. And in that instance, she was outside.
And Stithians looking up the pool.
You're looking in for their big, strong centre. She's going to turn.
Going for the opportunity. And that's great work from Stithians College.
Jordan Veterburn, you know, we spoke about her, we keep speaking about her. It's going to be really difficult for Reddam to play man-on-man against Jordan. I think there's going to have to be a zone. You'll see in the replay that there was someone dropping, but she's not really dropping. She's got her hand up, she's dropping, but she's allowing the ball to come in, and Jordan's just too strong. She turns inside, she keeps her hand on the ball, little lob right over the goalkeeper. I mean, there's nothing the goalkeeper can do there.
I mean, Hannah Schubert sitting behind in that instance, she's got to try and sit front if that's that semi-press. She can't be left so vulnerable. And here goes Reddam up the near side of the pool, looking for an opportunity through Bloomhall.
We spoke about this before, you know, Reddam, in order to be successful, they're going to have to neutralize their big players. And at the moment, Jordan Veterburn, I think that was her 3rd goal that she scored so far of the match.
And January looking for opportunity. Great defensive work here from Stithians College, just controlling things at this point in time. Big pulling up front. And
there goes Jordan Veterburn again. She's kind of hit her stride. She's earning the exclusion, playing herself. They got a 4-2 advantage. I think that's Layla Miriam's 3rd, actually. That is. She's out for the game, which is huge. Jordan Veterburn left with space and a little lob shot. That's a goal.
Goal called there by Paige Meacham. And it's Stithians pulling away a bit from Reddam now. And Reddam losing their co-captain in Bloomhall.
That's a huge loss for Reddam. She's their centre-back, starting centre-back, but really smart play there by Jordan Veterburn, and Stithians recognising that she's on 2 majors. You'll see in the replay here, Jordan just gets too much space. I mean, she's allowed to balk 2, 3, and then just lobs it over.
Very classy play there, and just
over the line. Reddam's coming in second centre here.
Working hard is Reddam.
An ordinary foul. There's just the 3 centre forwards in the middle, unfortunately.
She hasn't played the ball yet, so there's another foul. And working hard here is Reddam. Reddam looking at a little bit of 6 and 7s at the moment, not really setting up any structure.
Yeah, Coach Matt Logan might need to blow a timeout here. If I was him, I would be blowing a timeout on the next possession just to calm his team down. You know, anything can happen. There's so much time. His team just seem a little bit flustered. You see Jordan's left alone again here at centre forward. She just sinks there, just 2 hands up by Hannah Schubert, which is much better. But Reddam just need to calm down. They need to set up good attack. 1 centre forward to start. At the moment, they just look a little bit flustered.
Yeah, and taking their time at the pool here are Reddam, just controlling things is Hannah Schubert. And
we've got man up here for Reddam. We've got a 6-on-5 opportunity.
And Reddam looking like they're opting for a 3-3 to start this extra man. And there you can see the 3-3 moving into a 4-2. And it's Schubert with the shot to the top. And just off the crossbar. And another let off for Stithians. And Reddam really needing to score these goals now.
Absolutely. Any opportunity they get. You've got a turnover now. Pablo is shouting for Reddam. Thanks, Pablo. Let's hope that they can score a goal and kind of switch the momentum.
Lily Burke, come on girls, go Reddam from Alison Worrell. Lots of support from the girls, for the girls from Cape Town. Really needed at this stage in the match with 4 goals the deficit.
Another turning hold. This is a coach killer. You can see Matt Logan. He's just putting his hands up in the air. We're in trouble here on Shakira January on the counter attack.
And January's going up the pool there.
And we have Tash Trotsky. Just a bad pass. Reddam lucky to get away with that one, and now they're on the counter attack.
Baxter Elliott giving a pass up the pool. And this is Hansen looking for opportunity on the far side. Hansen with the ball now, looking for a long-range shot. And great save there. It's a great save for Veronica Keys.
We have 1.5 minutes left of this third quarter. We called it the killer quarter, and at the moment, St. Stithians really taking advantage.
Shakira January quickly moving the ball up.
Shakira January's got the ball back up top. You can see Reddam are starting to zone a little bit more. Ball's coming back into centre forward. Ordinary foul. Ball up to Jordan Vedeburn. They're going to knock her down quite early. She's going to turn. Good defense there. We've got man up on the counter attack. Amy Harding. We've got a fast.
There we go, Reddam. Oh, it's great work.
Great defense from Nicole Cronier there. Great defense. Reddam have to just slow it down. There's a man coming from behind. You can see Reddam, 2 of their players are sitting behind halfway here. They're going to have to all get up the pool if they're going to want to have an advantage, because the defense is able to just drop back onto their centre forwards.
And another contra foul. And the St. Stithians bench looking a little bit more comfortable than what the Reddam bench are looking. And that's far side of the pool here. There's an opportunity for St. Stithians. Big foul. That's a big foul by Baxter Elliott.
Ball over to Tatum Lomax.
Tatum looking for the opportunity. Good save.
By Hannah Cato there. Oh dear.
30 seconds to go. And a
Hannah
poor
Cato
pass.
Unfortunately passes it straight to St. Stithians. And they're going to have the last say here with just under a second, 10 seconds to go with no pressure. Good save. She made up for that pass. We've got man up here, but with only 1.3 seconds to go, you'll probably find Reddam will just hold the ball.
It's interesting. Matt Logan not opting for the shoot here. Oh, unlucky there for Reddam. And the third quarter goes to St. Stithians College with a comfortable lead now, 4 goals, 9 goals to 5, leading Reddam Constantia from Cape Town in the 2019 edition of the St. Stithians Invitational Tournament here in Randburg in Johannesburg. There is the one form player of this final, and it's been all St. Stithians so far, but Jordan Vedeburn really being dominant in her performance this afternoon. Just getting a little bit of power rate, and we have Shakira January also been very impressive in her defense.
Defensively especially, she's been fantastic on defense. She hasn't really given much away. If you were Matt Logan now, what are you saying to the team?
Look, it's important. I think you actually at this stage with 4 goals down, you kind of got to back your man down defense and perhaps send girls early on that counter-attack a little bit earlier. Certainly what I would be doing, and it's sort of risk it all at this point in time. High risk, high reward polo is what I would be playing. There's no point in trying to play conservative polo at this stage with a 4-goal deficit. Either you're going to let it slip or put pressure by going early, forcing the mistakes from St. Stithians, and hopefully capitalizing on those at the far side of the pool.
Yeah, and I think you're going to have all 6 players attacking as well. At the moment in that third quarter, you started seeing, as the momentum started shifting towards St. Stithians, you only had 3 players going up on attack. And I think in order for Reddam to get back in this match, I think all 6 players are going to have to really push the counter attack. All 6 players are going to have to be involved in that attack, so that it's not so easy for St. Stithians to just drop back on the centre forward play. But I think Reddam have nothing to lose at this point. 1 quarter to go, so much can happen in 7 minutes of stop-start play. There's so much time for them to get back into this match, but at this stage they've just got to have serious belief that they can do it. And we're going to have someone step up big time with Layla Broomhall being out of the game.
Georgie Bester there in picture. There's no lack of experience on the Reddam bench with their coaching staff, Nick Molyneux and Nicola Barrett, both exceptionally experienced water polo players in their own right, and will be perfect to be giving a little bit of motivation there from the bench.
For those of you at home watching the rugby, we're very excited up here. We've just seen we've gone up by 3 points with 1 minute or 2 minutes to go. So for those of you that are watching on both screens, our nerves are shot here, both with this final and with South Africa playing. Here we go. 4th quarter, last quarter.
4th quarter here, and Tim Reselman with the feed, and it's Reddam House with the
great work.
Summer for winning the Summer
Amy
Fair.
Harding there.
Now ball came by Ruby Mitchell, going up the near side of the pool.
So you can see Amy Harding's getting pushed really far out there. She needs to get down to 2 meters. We really have to play 2-meter play. You can see it just cuts down the attack here.
Georgie Stopforth looking for opportunity up there.
With Tamsin Evans trying to turn inside. Great defense. She backhand turns. Oh, unfortunately, another turning. Beluzia is tearing out his hair with how many. And now, with that, leads to Jordan Vedeburn. All alone. There's a 3-on-2. Oh, she made the wrong pass. You can see there she needed to pass that all the way over to Amy Fitzsimmons, who was open on the other side.
The Stithians are so quick on that counter, they'll make you pay for any mistake, and they're exceptionally good at their defense. Another mistake from Reddam House, and it's...
We're really seeing, we can see now, any mistake that Reddam's making, you can see the Tatum Lomax is going to inside turn here.
Tatum Lomax working hard, yeah, going straight for goal. She's turned away.
Oh, she should have carried on going.
Correct.
Got a player up top. We're still 3-on-3 here. You can see Stithians are playing more defensively.
Big foul on Fitzsimons. Fitzsimons looking for the opportunity here. Fitzsimons with a shot.
Great block.
And again, still with the ball, still with Stithians.
Turnover. Reddam's got the ball. You can hear the bench is shouting, go, go, go. You know, there's really working hard here to get the ball up the pool for Reddam. But yes, Shakira January is marking extremely well there at centre back. You can see she's completely defending that centre forward right out of the pool. She's had such a great defensive game, which really adds pressure.
And you can't attack. Here we go.
Ruby Mitchell. And we got an exclusion here. So Reddam really have to time out here from that. He's yelling timeout. So now Reddam have to put this one away.
Interesting call there, Sarah. A couple of chuckers ago, that was called a penalty.
100%.
And, so it's just things aren't going Reddam's way at this point in time, and obviously everything's falling. The bounce of the ball, as they would say, is going, or the splash of the ball. I'm not quite sure what the terminology would be in Waterpolo wise, but is going with the way of St. Stithians College at this point in time. So let's see what power play move Reddam can come up here with Matt Logan. But as you mentioned in the break, Reddam just not getting the full 6 players up on attack. They're sort of sitting with 3 players, not knowing what to do, and you cannot attack sitting on 5 or 6 meters.
No, and then you see there with, I think that was Ruby Mitchell, when they do have a little bit of space, they're lethal. Ruby Mitchell got a little bit of inside water and earning the exclusion. So, you know, they can draw these exclusions. They just need to make sure that they're all working up the pool. But we see Reddam with an extra man opportunity. Looks like they're going for a 4-2 advantage. They really have to put this one away. Look to Hannah Schubert here, number 6. She's their big outside shooter. And number 4 as well, Tara Hastings. They've got 2 huge outside shooters at the top. So you can be sure that you're going to see probably a bounce shot here from one of the top players. But they're going to take it in to 2 meters. You can see they're pressing Tara Hastings there at the top, looking for a split defense. Schubert's going to come in. Amy Harding is popping there. Oh, on the post. Oh.
Great save by Veronica Keys there for St. Stithians College.
That's really difficult to catch that ball cross face on the post. So even though she's open, another turnover.
Another contra foul, unfortunately, for St. Stithians College on the counter-attack.
But you'll see there it's very difficult to get the ball across your body it needs to go over to the wing first and then onto the post. But here we go. Come on, Reddam.
And 5 minutes to go here. St. Stithians with the 4 goals, holding on to their 4-goal lead.
Oh, another turning, another holding foul. Oh, Reddam they're just not learning from these holding fouls. I think that's Amy Harding's 4th or 5th turnover there from holding. But you'll see here, catching cross face is really difficult. She's off balance, she's on her back. If that ball goes all the way over to the wing, it allows her to catch on the strong side.
No, not the greatest of passes. They're forcing her onto her back. Needs to be a little bit in front of her face. But nonetheless, it's now exclusion.
And Tatum Lomax is open, and she's not going to. I mean, that's a cracker.
Absolute cracker goal.
She deserves a pack of Smarties for that one.
Tatum Lomax.
It's really silly as well. You'll see that St. Stithians aren't even bringing all of their players up the pool. They're only attacking with 2 players. So to get a kick out without any defensive effort down at the back just means that it's a 2-on-1 advantage. And if you see that replay, I mean, she couldn't have slotted that any better. Between Tatum Lomax and Jordan Vedeburn, I mean, their shooting is just on point. Bar in.
Very quick play there. The exclusion hadn't even, the ref hadn't even finished blowing the whistle, and it was a goal. So it was a fantastic quick speed work, and that's been the story of St. Stithians. Pouncing on opportunities quickly and getting the ball off the pool in the back of the net.
Yeah, defensively, I mean, look at Nicole Cronje, just trapping the ball, trapping that possession. Down to 15 seconds now.
So
you'll see there's a drop here from Jordan Vedeburn. They're kind of saying, if you want to score goals, shoot from the outside.
Oh, there we go. Shot. Outstanding shot.
So, you know,
Tara
Jordan
Hastings.
Veerman is dropping because, you know, there's a centre forward that's isolated, but Tara Hastings took advantage there with such a great outside shot. It kind of given Reddam a little bit of hope. There's still 4 minutes and 23 seconds left. There's still time to come back into this game.
That's just over 4 attacks for both teams. So
we watch
5
this
attacks
replay
for-
here. She gets some space, and it's an awesome cross-cage goal.
Outstanding goal. And here's an opportunity for Stithians here, and it's a great save by Hannah Cato. And it's now Reddam on the counter-attack. Can they make something work again? Reddam are not looking, Sarah, they're not looking like they want to get up the pool enough. They've been worried about their conceding a goal.
Yeah, you know, and then the pass is just coming a little bit too much on the inside. When you need to bring the ball up that right-hand side of the pool, it needs to come on the outside of the player. But another holding foul, which means Reddam has an opportunity up at the front. Great pass, Amy Harding. Oh my goodness gracious, that's a huge call to make. Don't believe I agree with that one at all. You can see Matt Logan is absolutely losing his cool. That is a huge call to make. She's called a ball under rule there, right? And there's this controversy at the moment over these new rules, but a ball under is when you're dragging the ball under the water when there's somebody else close to you which could put their hand over the ball. Amy Harding is by herself there. She has every right to bring the ball under the water. That's a huge reversal. I don't know if I agree with that one, but anyway, we up top here, we're not the referees.
We're not the referees.
But yeah, Matt Logan is extremely upset with that call.
And I think you and I would both be too. But
Absolutely.
That's a game-changing moment there, and it's Reddam having an opportunity.
And another
contra foul.
reversal.
And really frustrating now for Reddam House. And
Timeout by Pierre. So you can see he just needs his girls to have a bit of a breather. I mean, that's huge. That would have gone 10-7 for Reddam. Matt Logan's absolutely losing his cool there on the side. Yellow card there to Matt Logan. To be fair, I probably would have got the yellow as well.
I think I would have got the same thing. It's not always easy for referees, but that was a game-changing decision and not a great one at that key moment, and an unfortunate misinterpretation of the rules. But it's fallen again. It's fallen in the favour of Stithians, and now Stithians with just an opportunity just to take a breather and collect their thoughts and just finish off this game. It's really important for Reddam now to throw everything at it. Certainly, if I was coaching, if I was Matt Logan, I would send the Hail Mary, send that cockroach up the pool, and hope, back your man down defence, and hope for the mistake that you can kind of, because you got to score now.
100%. I'm not quite sure. I'd love to see the stats on how many turnovers have been blown in this game. I think Reddam have been on the receiving end of far more turnovers than what St. Stithians have. A lot of holding turnovers from centre forward, but at the moment that means that you're giving the advantage to the defensive player when the ball is coming into centre forward instead of the offensive player, which unless the defensive player is sitting in front of the offensive player, the advantage should actually go the other way. So it's been interesting, but they've been very consistent with those calls.
Conservative from Reddam. Here you go. Just off your screen, there's the girls are heading up for the pool early.
Tash Trotsky with the lob.
Oh, it's a great goal from Trotsky. Back-breaking goal for Reddam House. But as we mentioned, Matt Logan sending his players up the pool early, and unfortunately counting against him. But you've got to risk it now. There's not much time left in the clock. It's just under 3 minutes to go. And Natasha Trotsky, outstanding goal, and looks like Reddam have changed their keepers. It's Stella Binneman who's come in to play, a young keeper.
You'll see here on the replay they have to drop off onto Vedaburn, and there we go, an easy lob over the goalkeeper. It's quite difficult there.
And Reddam looking for opportunities on the 2-meter line. Working hard here is Georgie Stopforth.
You're going to see a kick out here. Timeout called by Matt Logan. There's
timeout call.
Still 2 minutes and 36 on the clock, so there's still time. They have to score here, Reddam. You kind of feel that if they don't score this power play move, that the game is over. They're going to have to score. I mean, I must say that Shakira January, number 7, Tatum Lomax, number 10, Tatum Lomax, number 5, and Jordan Vedaburn at number 10 have really, really controlled this game for St. Stithians. Kind of broken the back, and then you see there with Jordan being so strong at centre forward, even though there's only two attackers and 2 defenders, they have to drop off onto Jordan, which allows them then Tash Trotsky to just come in with a nice little lob over the goalkeeper. And now we're finding that Reddam's under immense pressure, and they're going to have to put this away.
And I must commend some of the highlights, and this is this last goal from Trotsky. Great lob there into the corner. It's just unstoppable, and you know it's in when that ball leaves the hand. But really, big compliment to Pierre Leroux. Outstanding coaching. His girls are fit. His girls are aware, and they understand, especially how to defend and counter-attack has been their sort of the way they've played today. It's really been an impressive and dominant performance so far from Stithians. So this is really last gasp here for Reddam House. Can they convert? Same move as the last few, pulling from the right.
3-3, yeah.
And it's a goal. There it is. So
Schubert
bringing the deficit down to 4 goals. There's still a mountain to climb. Bit of Everest here, Sarah. It's really needs some luck to go Reddam's way now. As you say, the whistle hasn't really gone their way today, but need a bit of luck here to get back into this game.
Yeah, you know, like you say, that Reddam are going to have to take some opportunities now. They're going to have to leave early. You'll see now he's pulling players early because they have to, which means, though, that then Reddam is going to have to play fantastic defense. Jordan Veterburn here is alone in the middle of the goals. There's no drop on her, which is extremely dangerous. Luckily, there's a bad pass there into centre forward. There's only 3 attackers. They're going to give it back to her.
7 seconds to go here.
Don't foul. You don't want to foul her.
Almost like a penalty shot from 6 meters. Oh, just over the top there. Now Reddam on the counter-attack. 1 minute 50 to go. This is it's only once or twice I've seen teams come back from this kind of deficit, Sarah, but it looks like it's sewn up here for Stithians College. And Reddam putting the ball into centre forward.
We're going to see an exclusion here, and they're going to...
Ball thrown away there.
So we have a 4-2 advantage now. Reddam really once again have to put this away. We'll see if we'll see the same move. They've been popping Amy Harding from that 2-post, or 3-post actually. They've been popping her into a 3-3 position. Onto the post. Oh, good save. Once again, Shakira January on the defensive effort has just been paramount. I mean, national titles and tournaments are won off of defensive efforts. And although Jordan and Tatum have been unbelievable up front, I must say that Shakira January has really set the defensive effort down at the back.
100%. And yes, Stithians ball into centre forward. Working really well. And that's another one. You just can't stop them at the moment. Stithians College are completely tearing this Reddam House side apart. This defence is, the attack has been outstanding. Defence has been outstanding. And there you go.
That's her second goal of the game now, and that's in 2 in a row and 2 lobs as well. Just gave her a little bit of space. You'll see on the replay here, she gets a little bit of space. She does a layout, a little lob over the goalkeeper's head, and it's a goal. So for goalkeepers, when the ball comes into centre, if you jump early, it allows the centre forward with time to just pop it over their head.
And this is sort of playing for pride here. 1 minute to play for Reddam. Another steal from January. Outstanding defensive performance from this young lady. Working really hard to get the ball up the pool.
Now Stithians are just going to slow it down completely.
Just control, and Pierre Leroux better get his... and he has an... Can't be an exclusion there, surely, Sarah, but it's... anyway, it's...
we have 3-on-2 over here on manned up to Jordan. Unfortunately, it should have gone all the way over. In that situation, it's quite difficult. As a player, you just want to score the goal again, but as a coach, you actually want them to play the full 20 seconds. You don't actually need to score any more goals. You don't want to give Reddam any more possession. With 24, 23 seconds left on the clock, Reddam are going to try and finish strong. They're not going to give up. Amy Harding's going to turn. A full turn in front of the goals. Kick out. They've had a lot of opportunities.
They have indeed, and Reddam will rue their opportunities here. There's... Pierre Leroux's taking his shoes and socks off already. There's only 7 seconds to go. There you go, Reddam with a little bit of consolation. And another fantastic save there from Veronica Keys, that's right. An outstanding performance from the host side. Yes, the Stithians Girls College completely dominant and the rightful winners of the 2019 Stithians Stayers Invitational. Sarah, it's outstanding play from these young ladies.
Yeah, you know, and they've lost some huge players in Stithians. You would have seen on the screen there was Jennifer Everett, who was their big, strong centre forward who's in matric at the moment. They lost their goalkeeper in Zana Smith, you know, and they lost some other big players. And these young girls have just stepped up. Majority of them in their starting lineup are grade 11, and they've really stepped up and they've filled those shoes. I must admit that Jordan Vedderburn, Tatum Lomax and Shakira January there just completely controlled the game, with Olivia Sim just doing her job, you know, when she was open, those 2 early goals in the beginning. But Reddam just, the luck wasn't on their side either today. I don't believe that calls weren't going their way and they weren't able to put away the opportunities that were there for them, you know, and I feel like they can be really proud with how they've played this tournament. While it hasn't gone their way, it hasn't been, the score says 12-7, but I really don't believe that reflects how close the game actually was.
100%. It's a great day out here and great victory for the home side, Stithians Girls College. Thank you to all of you supporters who tuned in. I know during the rugby, I know it's very difficult to split your attention, but thank you very, very much. And it's been fantastic. Stithians College winning, South Africa winning, and the final score here for Stithians Invitational, Stithians College, Girls College winning 12-7, beating Reddam House from Constantia. And now we await for the boys' final. Yeah. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, or welcome to you. This is Stithians College Aquatic Centre here. A scorcher of a day in Randburg, 32 degrees, a little bit of wind, but not too bad down here at the Olympic pool. And we're about to see the first major tournament of the 2019-2020 season. With me in commentary is Mr. Paul Martin, the SA men's coach. Paul, what do you expect of today, and what have you seen of this tournament so far in terms of the boys section?
Firstly, great to be here, Graham. Thanks for the introduction. I think this year, this tournament's been highly competitive. You look at the quarterfinals, semi-finals, the quarterfinals at least, I think 3 of them went to a 1-goal game. So yeah, there's 6-7 teams that could have won this tournament before it started. I think on form, the 2 best teams here have made the final. As far as I stand corrected, they played each other in the pool matches, and Sax ended up edging with Reddam there. So we're in for a proper match and a good encounter here this afternoon.
And here's the both teams sort of road to the final. As you can see, scores not much between the sides there, with Sax being dominant over Bishops in their semi-final, and as well as Reddam over Clifton. And it has been an interesting way, interesting road for these 2 teams, meeting each other initially in the pool stages, 1 goal in it. And Sax on a bit of a rebuild after sort of a dream season in the 2019-2018 season, where they won every single major tournament that was about. And Reddam sort of also been building for this. This is their strong year coming through. Hey, isn't that right, Paul?
I think this Reddam team, some of these boys have been together since under 10, if I stand to be corrected. I think both of us might have coached a few of them back in their junior days. So, Reddam have been building for this. This is definitely their season.
Boys final of the 2019 Stithians Waterpolo Invitational. We welcome our 2 final teams from Sax and from Reddam. Before we start with the lineup, there was some tragic news from Sax. One of the boys, Callum, was in a really bad car accident, and they would like to have 1 minute silence to remember their friend Callum. Thank you, everybody. Sax playing in the white caps. Cap number 1, Alex Thomas. Number 2, Andrew Good. Number 3, Philip Dinnebrega. Number 4, Luke Button. Number 5, Joshua Lane. 6, Oliver Hartley. 7, Nick Rightford. 8, James Davis. 9, Nick Solko. 10, Nando Desi. 11, Liam Dawson. 12, Ross van Breda. 13, Keegan Pellissier. They are coached by Devon Card. The assistant coach is Jesse Singer, and the manager is Dave McKinnon. In blue caps, we have Reddam Constantia from Cape Town. In number 1, we have Jack Woodburn. 2, Adam Lieberman. 3, Bruce Gardner. 4, Reece Sheldon. 5, Michael Lunn. 6, Connor Gregg. 7, Ricardo Pizzibone. 8, Alex Ackerman. 9, Jordan Harrod. 10, Jake Stain. 11, Sebastian Riley Nielsen. 12, Thomas Ackerman. 13, Nicholas Feldhazen. They are coached by Ryan Vederman, and the manager is Nicola Barrett. Our referees for this final, Peter Lamarck and Amu Matakani. Good luck to these teams.
Right, and just after the lineup there, we have obviously some very sad news from the Sax front. They'll be playing for their mate who was in their unfortunate car accident, tragic car accident earlier this week. So we have it's an outstanding actually to have Reddam House, Constantia, Paul, who've had both guys and girls playing in this final. I mean, the girls were unlucky to lose to host Stithians College, but here another opportunity for the school to show what they've got here in this final.
I mean, the Reddam girls team has historically been very strong here at this tournament, and as far as I know, it's the first time that both the Reddam boys and girls first team have made the final at this tournament in the same year. So a big year for Reddam coming up in the 2020 season.
100%, and they're just some of the names again for Reddam there, and the boys just starting to warm up. Yeah, Reddam House, Jack Woodburn. The two Ackerman twins have been quite dominant in their performances throughout their career, and another one, Connor Gregg, someone to watch for this side. Sebastian Riley Nielsen, another really good player, key player in this Reddam side, and don't forget there, Jack Woodburn, there he is in picture, their goalkeeper. Bit of a tall, lanky figure, but he's an outstanding goalkeeper, and he has been in this side for a number of years.
I'd say he's definitely been Reddam's player of the tournament so far. He had some world-class saves in their semi-final against Clifton. Really good goalkeeper, and I think we're in for a humdinger. Our referees for this event, we have Mr. Pete Lamarck and Amu Matakani, both highly experienced.
And as the boys just warm the last little bits warm up, they're getting their eyes in there. The two referees, Pete Lamarck on the far side and Amu Matakani on the near side. Two young men in their refereeing careers, and both have been on the Finalist and at various international tournaments, and have been selected as the two form referees for this tournament and to adjudicate this final. And hopefully that doesn't happen as in the last final in the previous game, Paul, where the game sort of was a bit marred by contra fouls and reversals, unfortunately, so both teams couldn't really get going, but kudos to St. Stithians Girls College, who were able to adapt to the referee much faster than what Reddam could, and capitalised on those opportunities.
I think with the implementation of these new rules that FINA is wanting to bring out, they're wanting the game to be faster flowing or free flowing. So it does get a little bit frustrating when you see those contra fouls, and sometimes unfortunately the referee has to blow what he or she's, and if the players are going to be playing off the ball, sometimes they've got to take responsibility to themselves.
Yeah, very different game is the boys' game compared to the girls' game. A lot of holding, costume grabbing in the girls' game, manipulation of body, using the costume and using the suit as the correct term is. But the boys' game is a lot to do with moving. There's obviously not a lot less costume to hold, but there is still a bit of holding, but a lot more movement coming from the legs and the arms and under the lats. That's where the holding happens. So. The majority of the tournament has been 4-5 stop-start in running, and this final will be 4-7 stop-start, so it'll be a little bit longer for these players, and these are all youngsters. They've lost all their tricks, so this is a stayers team. Paul, just talk us through what goes through the minds of the transition, you being the director of Waterpolo at Clifton and also the national men's coach. What is the shift in mindset when you have a new team?
Well, I think, first of all, most of these teams are getting quite a few youngsters coming into the big leagues, if you want to call it, for the first time. A lot of these players are 14, turning 15, or only just turned 15 as the juniors. So the pace of the game is a lot higher than that junior level, and it's just interesting to see the teams that I suppose gel quicker are the teams that tend to perform at this level. It obviously does help with experience. So teams with a predominantly grade 11 lineup will tend to do better in this early part of the season. And it's how the juniors, I suppose, mix with those senior players and draw on their experience as the season progresses. This is, as you mentioned earlier, the start of the new season, so to speak. So the nice thing about this tournament, which I've always loved about this tournament, is that you get to see firstly where you fit in as your school, and also what the opposition have to offer for the year ahead. So it really is a nice litmus test, but this doesn't mean that these are going to be the form sides for the rest of the year.
100%.
A lot can happen between now and, I suppose, Kes in March and your Sax and Clifton tournaments in September. And it's the teams that are the most consistent that will end up bearing the fruits of their labours.
Yeah, a lot of big tournaments next year. You sort of started off, there's obviously the different provincial tournaments and leagues, and then you have the St Andrews Shield at the end of January, as well as the Bloemfontein under 19 tournament, the Grey Bloem tournament, ITEC tournament. You then have the various festivals, and then rounding it off with the King Edward's under 19 tournament, and then in the second half of the season, or the end of the season, is your own tournament, the Clifton tournament, as well as the old sort of traditional Sax tournament. Two different styles, but a lot of polo to be played over the next season, Paul.
Indeed. And after this, I mean, these kids, their polo doesn't finish here. We've got IPT, the interprovincial tournament, coming up in December, hosted here up in Johannesburg. And I stand to be corrected, Stithians will be hosting the under 19 division, so the pinnacle of that event. So some of these boys and girls getting a head start, getting used to the facilities, and playing in a final here, hey, that just makes the transition into those big interprovincial games a little bit easier in terms of handling pressure and dealing with those kind of stresses.
And there's Devon Card, Jesse Singer giving their instructions to their men. They have been outstanding, the Sax first team, not this one in particular, but the one, the matrix that obviously left. They have completely dominated the schoolboy water polo scene over the last year, and it's a great sort of role model there. Liam Dawson, he's one of the form players, and Alex Thomas in goals, but Dawson certainly one of the form players of the last season. Completely dominant in the centre forward position. And I see the table hasn't quite changed the clock yet to the 4-7s. It still has 4-5s up on your screen. That will be changed before the start of this final. But the two starting 7s are lined up, and we are ready to go here in Randburg in this scorcher, beautiful day here in Johannesburg. And Amo Matakani, the referee, just doing a little bit of admin work there, sorting out the team names. Him and tournament director Bruno Fernandez just getting the last minute touches to sort out the names of the teams.
So just to remind everyone that these are 4 by 7 minutes playing time. Each team will be allowed 2 timeouts, as far as I'm aware. And it'll be interesting to see as this game unfolds when and how the coaches use those timeouts. I know the Sax team in their semi-final or their quarter-final against the Stithians needed that timeout. They were 6-all, called a timeout, and the Sax side scored directly from that. So there's huge value in timeouts in this game, and it's how the coaches use them, or how the players, I suppose, implement what their coaches are wanting when they call that timeout.
Both teams here, Paul, are quite balanced across the board. Both have attacking threats on the 2 metre up front in their centre forwards, as well as the perimeter shooters. So it's going to be a real tussle, almost a bit of a chess game between these two sides, and really looking forward to. Our apologies, it's actually 4-8s running, so it's a little bit longer than the girls' game, and it's a lot of polo to be played here, especially after 7 games. And here we go. The final is underway with the first swim-off. And Amo Matakani to feed it, and it's won by Reddam House, and then one straight back by Sax, and it's Ross van Breda with the ball. Now it's moved to number 9. There's Nick Solken, looking for a bit of movement. Is Sax. Good hard work in the centre forward position, trying to open up that centre forward. Is Sax looking for the ball, and great shot. Just a little bit of movement, caught the keeper off guard, and it's a great finish there. And it looks like Nicholas Solken, isn't that right, Paul?
Nicholas Solko there, opening the score for Sax. If we see the replay of that, you can just see the young man making sure he's watching the goalkeeper at all times. Very, very big part of the game, knowing where the goalkeeper is in the goals. Not a hard shot, seeing the keeper out of position, and the bounce shot opening the score for Sax.
And it looks like Reddam House opting for almost 2 centre forwards, a bit of an umbrella sort of shape here, and a lob shot, speculative, so Sax is up ahead. Here's the replay. Can you just talk us through this replay, Paul?
See that pass, a little fake, keeper getting caught, as you said, watching the drive, not watching the ball. Very important for the goalkeeper to be watching the ball at all times, not really worrying about what's happening in front of him, just making sure he knows where that ball is.
Good movement here from Sachs, good ball control, looking for another opportunity from the perimeter. Dawson with the ball in the centre, full turn on goal, and it's Dawson with the finish. He's deadly on the 2-meter line. Dawson he really is an outstanding player, and just biding his time, Paul, creeping in from the left-hand side of the pool into that centre forward position, and a great entry pass from the previous goal scorer Salko, and there's Liam Dawson with scoring the second goal for Sachs.
See that replay now, Dawson getting the ball, really, really good technique there, ensuring the ball and his head staying up above the water, and what was really good to see there, he didn't shoot the ball first time. He waited to see where the goalkeeper was, and a great finish by Dawson up front. We now have Reddam back on the attack. Quick pass in.
Very good defence from Sachs there. Potentially quite dangerous, trying to go over someone's back to steal the ball, especially in front of goals, but getting away with it is Sachs. And now for their third opportunity up the pool. Scored in both their first two. Bring it on the far side. Here goes the same drive as we've seen the first two attacks from the centre down towards the right to the left-hand side. And it looks like a first exclusion of the game, and we're into the power play, Paul. And unfortunately, a bit of a coach killer moment there, passing over the top there, but a let-off for Reddam House.
It was definitely the right thing to play the quick ball to the centre forward who had earned the exclusion off the ball. Unfortunately, that pass a little bit wayward. Reddam now straight back on the attack, earning themselves an exclusion.
And that's a great save there from Alex Thomas.
You see there the Reddam player choosing to go for the donut or the shot over the shoulder. Watching the keeper. You see that extra man opportunity and a great save by the goalkeeper.
And here's another power play opportunity. Movement of the ball to the left-hand side. Here Reddam trying to expose a post. The right-hand side, and it's a great block by goal scorer Dawson. And an easy save for the keeper, Alex Thomas. And now Sachs go up the pool. Long pass up far side of the pool. Fetching the ball right up the pool is Sachs. And they're just controlling things a bit here. Not playing too quickly at this stage, Paul. But here goes Dawson. He's moving into the centre forward position. Forcing Reddam to come off their players in the perimeter.
Good ball in.
Good entry pass and another exclusion. And the exclusion is number 12. That's Thomas Ackerman.
Reddam are going to have to find a way to counter the strong centre forward play by Dawson at Sachs. They are implementing a zone, but that didn't work that time for them.
Oh, another great save there from Woodburn, and now it's Reddam on the counter-attack up the far side of the pool. Great pass there from the goalkeeper. And it's near finish, just off the bottom of the post, and still Reddam with the opportunity for another 20 seconds attack. Real exciting stuff here, Paul, in the early exchanges here.
You see that the strength of Reddam is pushing their counter-attack. There they went from Sachs with a man-up opportunity. Reddam with a big aggressive counter off that, turning defence into attack. Unfortunately, not able to benefit.
In transition, we have an exclusion, Paul, and it seems to be Sachs putting pressure on Reddam here, gaining exclusion. This is their third power play opportunity.
I think, Graham, as we watch this game unfold, fitness is gonna play a huge part here. Both these teams, coastal sides, playing here at altitude. Huge credit for them for getting this far. But when you go from 5 minutes to 8 minutes, that's almost 2 additional chuckers for this game compared to what they've been used to. So fitness is going to come into play.
Oh no, great save again from Thomas. Low shot. Yeah, it goes number 4. That's Richard Pizzabone.
I think the right option there, going for the bounce shot, skipping the ball off the water, a lot harder for the goalkeeper to save than a direct shot in the air.
Another good save. Another 2-meter opportunity, 20 more seconds.
We can hear the Reddam coach there shouting, move him. The Reddam players being a bit guilty of just shooting without any movement.
Another great save from Alex Thomas. He's had to do a lot of work in the early exchanges is Alex Thomas, and here you have Ackerman with the shot, and great save all the way out the water, reaching to the right, his opposite side. And now Sachs back on the counter attack, and just moving the ball down to their wings, looking for a cross pass. Is Sachs moving the ball in the hand? Great ball control in the early exchanges, and that's a good bit of defense. And here goes Reddam on the counter attack, Paul.
Top left, great pass. Reddam taking that pressure on defense, turning it into attack. Good faking. We see another exclusion. We might not have many players left in the pool by the end of this game with the amount of exclusions that are happening, but that is the modern game.
And that's Michael Lunn playing the ball there for the power play for Reddam House. Just under 3 minutes to go in this first quarter. Looking for the long pass over the top. Here goes. Can Reddam finish? Oh, just fumbling. Sachs opting to press top two tight, exposing the post, and it's paid off. Quite a risky defensive tactic there, Paul, pressing the top two tight and forcing the long passes.
If those long passes end up on the hand, it's very difficult for the goalkeeper to move and follow the ball. But there's Sachs gambling. They're actually saying to Reddam, we back that our defense is better than your passing. And if you want to get the ball on the hand, you're going to have to work a lot harder than that.
And it's a speculative shot from the outside, allowing Reddam to go back on a counter-attack. A lot of pulling and shoving there, but it looks... and a poor pass, unfortunately, has killed the Reddam attack, and it's now Sachs with the opportunity to counter-attack with a...
There's not much worse than you working extremely hard on a big counter-attack. You've summed up the pool, and a poor pass giving possession away.
Both teams here, one feels they're wasting a bit of position here, shooting a little early, but now giving Reddam a 3-on-2 counter-attack up the middle of the pool. And Sachs have done exceptionally well to shut them down. But here goes Reddam, straight at the goals. This is danger territory, penalty territory here.
Another fantastic save. I mean, we did speak highly about Jack Woodburn and goals for Reddam, but Alex Thomas has come to the party here, really stepping up, and he's been Sachs's go-to man so far.
And this is full turn on goal, Paul. In the new rules, that's... could be a penalty any other day, so very, very lucky are Sachs there. And Coach Ryan Reddam had a few words to say to referees, but it's now given Sachs the opportunity to attack, and they have opted to release possession, not using their attack there, dumping the ball in the corner, and it's Ackerman to feed the Reddam House attack.
I think that was actually some very mature play there by Sachs. They're a little bit tired at the moment. No need to rush a forced shot or anything silly. Just playing a full 30 seconds possession, dumping the ball, which means that they can have their defenders back in time to cover any of the Reddam counters.
Well, here goes Reddam again. Ackerman straight for the goals. Outstanding defense there from Sachs. And listen to all you players watching out there, you've got to play to the whistle. You can't keep going and looking at referees. You've got to play to the whistle. And there was great defense from the Sachs men.
There's been a big push from FINA perspective that they want the referees to play a bit of advantage. We want to see action goals. We don't want just whistles happening all the time. So to all those players out there, play to score the goal. Don't play for the whistle.
And Sachs again on the attack there, slowing things down. Just waiting for the last 9 seconds of this quarter. And it's 7 seconds to go. An opportunity for Reddam to try and... Oh, and it's a really good effort from way out. But Sachs doing exceptionally well here, Paul, in the early exchanges, scoring in their first 2 attacks. A bit of shell shock there from Reddam House. But Sachs with a 2-goal lead in this first quarter. Your thoughts on tactics and how things are going at the moment?
I think 2 very contrasting styles of play. Reddam definitely play a more counter-attack, mobile game, not really setting with an outright centre, and then we see a lot of their workers come down the right-hand side of the pool, trying to exploit that ball side drive, trying to get that inside water and maybe earning themselves a penalty or an exclusion. But the Sachs defence has been right up to that, and huge credit to them for being disciplined on those drives. Contra to that, you see the Sachs side, not maybe as fast as Reddam, but playing a much more controlled game. Bit static on the top, and when they get their big centre forward up front, that's when they become dangerous.
Definitely, it's exciting to see two contrasting styles. There we have Devon Card, an outstanding centre forward in his own right, just out of picture. One of the coaches of Sachs. He and Jesse Singer have done exceptionally well dovetailing off each other. Both of them have full-time jobs. It's not their full-time job to coach Waterpolo at Sachs, but both of them doing an exceptionally good job in Cape Town and been very dominant over the last 12 months.
They both have a similar mindset to the game. Both played at a high level. Devon, obviously the national men's centre forward. You can see his influence rubbing off a lot on their centre forward, Liam Dawson. He plays a very similar style to his coach. And both the coaches actually play together at a club side, Sachs Old Boys. So they know each other really well, and it's clearly been for the last 2 years a fantastic combination, and it's a formula that's working for them.
And Ryan Vederman just left your screen, giving a few words to his goalkeeper, Jack Woodburn. And he knows there's a huge amount of time still left in this game, and plenty time to come back, as you knew earlier on in your tournament, Paul. And but here we go for the second quarter, and it's Sachs leading Reddam House. It's an all Cape Town derby here, 2-0. And it's again Reddam House winning the sum-off. And it's Ackerman. This is Thomas Ackerman taking the ball up the middle of the pool, looking for opportunity on the near side. Ackerman again, Ackerman in a bit of space, looking for his players. You see that dynamic play, as Paul mentioned in the break. And Ackerman, ball with Ackerman now. Will he have a go? And it's a great save. Just off the upright. Looked like from our picture a good save, but just off the upright. Good effort there, but now Sachs with the opportunity.
It's always important for your goalkeeper to start off well and strong. You can see Sachs now very comfortable to play a drop. They're backing their goalkeeper. They're happy to allow a few of the outside shots from Reddam, and that all comes with the defenders being confident in their goalkeeper's ability.
And speculative shot there from Ross van Breda. But Sachs just controlling things a little bit here, able to play a little bit slower pace. Reddam trying to force him to make a mistake. A couple of opportunities. Here goes Ackerman down the middle of the pool. Can they see him? Here it is. And a poor pass, unfortunately, but good effort there good impetus from the Reddam House side there.
It'll be very interesting to see if Reddam can keep the style up for 4 by 8 minute chuckers. If they can, I think Sachs are going to struggle to combat it towards the end of the game. But right now, Sachs very much so looking to play to the clocks, not panicking. A poor pass into centre there. Centre forward can't do anything with the ball in the air, and Reddam with the turnover.
As you said, Paul, energy sapping stuff to be always counter-attacking. But if your team is fit enough to do it, it is lethal. And Reddam House now with the attack opportunity, opting for the two centre forwards. Not much of a structure in terms of their attack. Let's see if they... this is now number 5, Michael Lunn with the ball outside 6 metres. Ball into Ackerman.
That's Riley Nielsen up front. And unfortunately, all that hard work, and the clock beats him.
And Coach Ryan Vederman just signalling he must just try and shoot the ball. And it's good save by Woodburn on the near side. Now Reddam House on the counter-attack. And ball goes up the near side of the pool.
You see a 3-on-2 opportunity here for Reddam.
This is Lunn with the ball. Lunn in front of his man, trying to go towards the goals.
I see the player with the ball there, a little bit guilty of just taking his time to get up the pool. When you have a 3-on-2 opportunity, you got to make sure you get that ball up as quick as you can. That now forces the defenders to have to make a decision where by slowing the ball down, he killed his own counter. Ooh, very naughty there by the Sachs player, hoping the ref wouldn't see it.
Yes,
unfortunately, Nando being caught out there.
Looks like it's Nando and Liam Dawson who's...
And we have a very technical call there, Graham. The Sachs player, having been excluded, swimming to the corner, swimming with his head down, swam over the ball. He's now awarded a penalty to the Reddam side. That now means player number 10 from Sachs is on 2 majors. He's put himself under a lot of pressure here.
And given Reddam and House, here we go. And a great finish of the goal there by Reddam House. So closing that gap on Sachs in the second quarter. But really silly stuff there, Paul. If you ejected from the pool, swimming with your head down and swimming directly over the ball is just almost sacrilege in polo terms.
Oh, it's not the first time I've seen that this tournament. Happened to me in my game the other day. There's nothing more frustrating for the coach than a player making a silly technical error like that.
And Jordan Harrod with the finish, and it's a Reddam House using this bit of a momentum here. Here they go on the counter-attack, much faster up the pool. Looking to sort of clump together. And the ball with Riley Nielsen. Now he moves the ball to the far side, back to the goal scorer, Harrod. And waiting for a centre forward opportunity. Ackerman setting up in the centre forward.
The shot clock down to 5 seconds now.
Yes.
Reddam are going to have a shot here, a speculative tester.
Stein to good attempt, but straight down the throat to the keeper, Thomas. And there's Dev Card giving instruction. And this is now Nick Rightford back up the back. Looking for opportunity, opting for almost 2 centre forwards here is Sachs. Looking for number 3. This is Denobriga. There you go. Here's an opportunity.
It's a great block.
Outstanding block there from Thomas Ackerman. And Reddam House with another attack.
If we just watch the Reddam counter-attack here, Graham, I think they're being a little bit guilty of countering too narrow. Going right down the middle of the pool, and I've seen this in all the matches this tournament. Teams have failed to exploit the width of the pool.
Great goal. Outstanding goal. Sorry, Paul, to interrupt you, but that was a really outstanding goal there from Ricardo Pizzabone. Really, really outstanding stuff and back-breaking stuff for Sachs. But as you're saying, Paul, it certainly has been the trend, and it's perhaps that inexperience of these players coming down the middle of the pool too narrow, or perhaps playing in narrow pools.
As I'll get back to you there, Graham, just to watch this replay. Fantastic lob attempt, and that's going right back to the first goal of the game. Ricardo there watching the goalkeeper, seeing that the goalkeeper was hugging his left hand upright, opting for the finesse lob shot. Fantastic option, well finished, young man. Yes, I think, Graham, the inexperience of these new sides and younger sides, all wanting to maybe get part of the action early in the attack, rather than using the width of the pool, waiting to see what unfolds in front of them.
Good with a long pass and into centre forward. Great crash there by Reddam. And Reddam now on the counter-attack. Again, very narrow up the middle of the pool. All Reddam players looking to push. And it's Ackerman carrying the ball. Alex Ackerman.
Long
cross pass. Great finish. Outstanding goal. There's Reddam right back in this match, leading it now 3-2.
We can see there, once again, Reddam employing that counter-attack game, which is really, really starting to pay dividend now. Sachs players were guilty of maybe ball watching, 2 players going for the same man. You can see on the right-hand side, fantastic vision on the cross pass and a brilliant cross cage off the water finish.
And that balk has killed keeper Alex Thomas, and good finish there, but awesome pass from Alex Ackerman. And now a bit of pressure now on the men from Newlands. Sachs looking to expose Dawson, but Reddam working well on their drop here. Expect ball into Dawson. Dawson swamped again. A great crash from Reddam House. It's really good effort. New energy has been brought into this game, Paul. You can see Reddam playing with a lot more higher tempo and really controlling this fixture at the moment.
I think they've realized they've got the swim on Sachs, and really, really exploiting that well. Some good individual play there. Sachs players looking a little bit heavy in the water. Maybe their hips are starting to drop. They're starting to feel the pace a little bit here.
Ackerman across to Stein. And that's the end of that 30 seconds possession, and it's now Sachs with the attack, and it looks like a bit of a counter-attack coming down the middle of the pool here. Paul, Sachs playing with a little bit more width than what Reddam is. And
you can see the Sachs wing sitting nice and wide. That now creates a little bit more space. Pass up top. And a fantastic save.
Good attempt from Ross van Bedar there, and the number 12 cap for Sachs, and but too easy for goalkeeper Jack Woodburn.
I think both sides will be happy with a slightly slower pace play for the last 2 minutes of this quarter. I think they'll slow it down a little bit, and we'll definitely see the Reddam side coming out firing for the start of the second half.
1 minute 40. A good long range shot, a good save there from Alex Thomas. And Van Breda now with the ball across field, cross pool pass going up the near side. This is number 6, Oliver Hartley. Dawson working hard in centre forward, being double marked. So Sachs need to try and set up a perimeter shooting opportunity. There's from Breda down to the wing, across now, back to Van Breda, and a shot there. Good block and good effort, but good defence from Reddam House.
Good defence, but what I liked there was the patience by Sachs. They saw there was the big zone being employed by Reddam, the cross passes, and what was good to see, while the players were passing, they were also moving into space, moving into shooting channels, and unlucky for the Sachs player there hitting the upright, but a very good attack.
And good defence there from Reddam, putting pressure on Sachs. That's pass up to Breda looking for his wing, and a good attempt and a good save. Great save by Woodburn.
From a goalkeeper's perspective, he's making sure he doesn't get beaten on that near post. The only place the Sachs should be able to score is cross cage, so very good technically in goals there by Woodburn.
And ball with Good up to and intercepted by Ricardo. That's good work from Reddam House, and another counter-attack, furious up the middle of the pool.
Still a bit narrow for my liking. If they go a little bit wider, it'll draw the Sachs defenders out and will open up that cross pass. A lot better for a shooting opportunity.
Cross pass back to Ricardo. Over the top he goes, looking for the lob. A little bit impatient from Reddam. Different contrasting styles that we've seen today. But certainly Sachs playing with a little bit more width. And here we go. This is up number 8. This is James Davidson Bromson with the lob shot. And that's the end of a frenetic second chucker, Paul. And certainly Reddam dominating that 3-0. And the score is now 3-2.
3 unanswered goals there by Reddam. The Reddam counter-attack and pace definitely paying dividends. And it really is going to be interesting to see how firstly Sachs counter the Reddam counter-attack. And if Sachs are able to exploit this very deep drop or zone defense that Reddam are employing.
So you being if you were the coach of these two teams, what message would you be saying to your players, both Reddam and Sachs? Let's have a look at the stats here from the analyst and iSports analysis. 13 attempts on shot goal from Sachs and only 17 from Reddam. 1 penalty, 17%. So it's really tight here, Paul.
It's all in it. We see there power plays, 4 extra men to 3. Unfortunately, neither team being able to take advantage of the power play situation, the 6-on-5, and looking at those stats, you don't get much much closer. Hence the scoreline of only a 3-2 game.
There really is nothing between these two, and again, thanks to Christy Mullender and her team at the analyst for these statistics. Really hard work behind the scenes in order to bring you those stats for these games, and really appreciate all the effort. And here we have Ryan Vaderman. So what message would you be saying to his men, Paul?
I think he's going to be telling them to continue playing 90% of how they've been playing. That chucker was brilliant. The only thing I think he would want his team to focus on is when that first wave counter-attack is over, don't look to score straight away if the pass isn't on. They can maybe slow the attack down a little bit after they've had their initial counter-attack. So I think they've been a little bit guilty of rushing the shot and not playing out the clock when that first counter's been over.
And the big question is, will they be able to continue attacking like they have been attacking? Because that surely must take a huge amount of energy out of players if you're going to attack with such pace and sort of ferociousness every time.
For sure. I think, personally, I would be wanting the team to continue in this vein. They are on the up. And if Reddam continue it like this, maybe get 3-4 goals ahead, then they can look to slow the game down. But it'll be very dangerous if they went to slow it down now and then try pick it up towards the end. So, from that side, I think Reddam continue with their tactics, continue the counters, continue to put pressure on Sachs. Sachs, as we said, completely different contrasting style of play there. And they're going to have to work something to beat that drop. And I think maybe a cross-pool drive, that long drive from the left fetch right through down to the right wing, that might break a bit of the zone, which will now give them more space to put the ball into their big centre forward.
Yeah, and we saw a very deep zone from Reddam House, so it does leave you a little bit vulnerable in terms of perimeter shooting. So perhaps Sachs using a little bit of movement at the top of the D with an on-the-hand pass and a straight shot, that could also work. But it's going to be incredibly difficult to get past Jack Woodburn. I mean, when he gets his tail up, he's an exceptionally good goalkeeper, as we've seen in the last quarter.
And that's it. There's movement with the ball, but more importantly, movement without the ball. Those players need to be moving off the ball into a shooting channel, so when they do get the cross pass, they can shoot and hopefully beat the keeper before the keeper gets into position.
And we're underway in the second half, in the third quarter, and it's Sachs with the Sumhof. It's their first Sumhof win. I know that they sort of technically won the Sumhof in the first quarter, but Reddam House obviously opting to take it easy and sort of have a bit of a breather. Here goes that drive you're talking about, Paul. And setting up of two centres is Sachs, moving the ball down the near side of the pool. This is Van Breda out the back to Solko, round the back now, looking for Dawson. Long range shot, a bit of a speculative shot there, but great defence from Reddam House.
Very much so. Oh, and we see a silly contra foul in the middle of the pool. We didn't see any of that in the first half. And Graham, this is where fitness comes into play, not only physically but mentally.
Yeah, you can't afford to give away contra fouls on a counter-attack, especially perhaps you've got one or two players with their heads down. It really is dangerous for a team, and given Sachs the opportunity to attack again. And
very deep drop here by Reddam. Sachs just too static, not enough movement. Definitely the wrong option there. Sachs playing with a double postman or a double centre forward. The zone was too close to that first post. Ball should have gone to the second centre there, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're almost setting up a bit of a 4-2, almost an extra man setup, Paul. And as you said, a very static. And now here, Sachs opting for a similar style, dropping off onto the centre forwards. Reddam House moving the ball, and Ricardo looking for Pizimbone, looking for a lob shot.
That sometimes happens at this junior or schoolboy level. One lob goes in and everyone starts getting lob fever, thinking, trying to replicate a good goal that happened before them.
Impatient shot there by Nando Desi.
And that was a positive characteristic in Sachs' opening play, was their control, their calmness, their not needing to rush anything, which they're starting to...
Oh, unlucky on the pass there was Reddam House Jordan Harrod. If he had got that clean, I think it was in for all money. So very lucky let-off for Sachs, and it's Sachs attacking with only 5 men. They're opting to do a quick substitution. And now Sachs looking for options. It does make things very difficult for the attack. You can double mark the centre forward. Man up on D here, still Sachs with possession. Not using the same structure as you mentioned, Paul. Certainly a turnover ball here for Reddam, but certainly Sachs aren't as composed and as organised as they were in the first two, or certainly the first chucker.
I think that second chucker, blitzkrieg from Reddam, the counter-attacking play.
Oh, great goal. Outstanding goal there from Jordan Harrod. He's got 2 in the match. And there you have it, Paul, as you're about to say. I mean, Reddam House opting that counter-attack is absolutely deadly.
And I think Sachs are starting to pay now. That second chucker really hurt them, and making too many silly individual errors on attack, which is a sin against a team as quick as Reddam.
There you go, Jared working the ball on this. He's working hard, playing to the whistle, coming up, keep working. Working hard on the ball, not waiting for the referee's whistle, lifting, and a great donut shot there.
You can see there, Sachs' defence in the first half was a lot better in countering those wing or ball side drives coming in. Players are now getting a little bit tired. Their legs are falling down, or they're dropping their hips, and they're not able to combat that ball side drive.
Good with the cross pass to Van Breda. Van Breda with the shot, and it's let off there for Reddam House. A rebound, and then Sachs having their head down. Reddam House on the far side of the pool here. This is Sebastian Riley Nielsen. Sebastian just waiting for his men to get up the pool. Alex Ackerman working hard on the near post. Cross pass. And Sachs now opting for the heavy drop.
Very good field block there.
Good defence, but you just see how dangerous Reddam are, Paul. I mean, you give them half a sniff, you make one mistake, and they really do come out firing.
And that also, you can see that this Reddam team have played together for a long time. The combinations in the water, the players almost instinctively know where their teammate's going to be, and that just comes from time in the water together. I think Reddam definitely are one of the older sides, if you want to call it that, here this weekend. And their results have reflected that in terms of their winning streak.
Good effort by Sachs there. Look, just good trying to get over the defender. Alex Ackerman putting big pressure. And it's a good shot attempt under the arm. Nice attempt there, but very, very good save by Woodburn. And here we go. This is Reddam now in their number 7. Jake Steyn opting to dump the ball. Reddam just having a bit of a breather, not getting that counter-attack going, so just opting to have a bit of a breather.
And that's a tactic that some people who might not understand water polo too well might think is a bit bizarre, throwing your possession away, which there are times in the game where it is a huge positive. It just settles things down, makes sure you've got all your defenders back, and just avoids any silly goals against you. Every now and then you do need that 30 seconds breather just to refresh, refocus, and get composed.
You can see the fatigue setting in now. Van Breda has been quite active in terms of his shooting from the perimeter, but not legs just falling away, falling on his back. And now Reddam on the attack again. Being very patient here, Reddam. Steyn with the pass. Now into centre forward. Oh, good work there. Great work at centre forward. Alex Ackerman, great work to get the ball away with 2 defenders on him, passing to his brother. Under a bit of pressure here is Thomas Ackerman.
We're down to the last 5 seconds of this attack.
And Ackerman looking for an opportunity. Not the greatest of passes. Perhaps just leave that ball. Here we go. And Sachs now on the attack.
The Sachs coach opting for a timeout. Seeing that his players are getting a little bit lost in the pool, maybe mentally, a little bit of fatigue setting in. Call a timeout, bring the boys to the side of the pool, calm things down, and give them a little bit of maybe a bit more structured approach how to attack the last couple of minutes of this chukka.
If this was your timeout, Paul, what would you be saying?
Well, the beauty of the timeout, Sachs now get a full 30 seconds in which to set up. They'll have to watch and see how the Reddam side decides to defend, but I would imagine Sachs would employ that double hole again. I would like to see them with that 2-hole man with an early drive going across, either looking for the cross pass to the driver. If not, when that drive goes across, bring the defender with them, and that should open up one of the hole men.
Yeah, definitely, especially a hole man as destructive as Liam Dawson. But Reddam have been exceptionally good in the last 2 chuckers in wrapping him up. They were a bit shell-shocked to begin with, but they've certainly have regathered defensively and made it very difficult for Liam Dawson in the centre forward position.
And once again, that goes down to trust in your goalkeeper. Reddam now, all right, realising Dawson is the big threat. They're going a very deep zone, but they're backing their goalkeeper. You see that long drive from the left all the way through to the right, trying to open up. We've got a cross-pass option up top.
And it's Van Breda again with the ball. Van Breda with another shot.
And Woodburn up to the task.
And so another 20 seconds possession for Sachs. The rule change is now that if there's a rebound after a shot, the team in possession only has 20 seconds, not a full 30 seconds. And another shot there, I think it's from that man Van Breda again. So
I think Sachs might have to look at moving Dawson to the outside. He does have a decent shot on him, and maybe if they play more of a mobile or creative game with Dawson on the top, would force Reddam to have to go more of a press, which will take away that good drop that they've been doing.
And another contra foul by Reddam House on their counter-attack. A lot of hard work in the centre forward position. Very physical stuff there from centre forwards and centre backs.
I say, Graham, I haven't been too impressed personally with the refereeing of the centre forward position at this tournament. I think there's been a way too much off the ball play being allowed by both attack and defence, and especially at this junior school level, sometimes it's better just to to kill the physicality a little bit earlier.
Correct.
Then allowing it to get a bit too heavy. That's where we see foul play coming into it.
Yeah, last thing we need is a punch up where we have one team playing with one man down, and it's not necessary at schoolboy level. This is now Ackerman with the opportunity, dumping the ball again. Reddam just biding their time here, understanding that they've got the 2-goal advantage, and it's almost sort of just blocking it out in cricket, and an exclusion now.
And there we see that exclusion off the ball. The referee deeming the centre back to have been way too physical. Possibly that should have been called in the previous attack, but well done for the referee to spot that physical off the ball play.
Not sure who that is with the exclusion there, Paul, but now Sachs opting for a 3-3 opportunity here. Here it is, another great defensive effort from, interesting turnover there by Van Breda. Bit of protesting from Ryan Vedeman, and probably rightly so. Sachs back him right over the top of Reddam to steal that ball, but now Sachs with another opportunity to attack.
And the shot clock's not on their side yet.
2 seconds. Realized. And easy let off there for Reddam. Amo Matakani there in picture. And Reddam working hard on their attacks. He's much slower in this chucker, Paul. Only 50 seconds to go, but it's been a very, very controlled effort from the men from Constantia. This is now 7, Jake Steyn. Steyn looking for a centre forward.
See there the centre back being guilty. Yes, he had a hand up, but where was his other hand? The referee deeming him to be leaning on the attacker. Reddam now with a 6-on-5 power play. A goal here, I think, would seal the game possibly, but some patient play here.
Ackerman in the middle. Great save by Thomas. Another opportunity here for Harrod. Harrod with possession. He's already scored 2 goals here. Ricardo, a bit speculative from so far out.
I think if we manage to see a replay of the first shot on that attack, all the hard work was done. They opened up the man at the center of the goals and opting for the donut.
Really hard work here by Liam Dawson to try and get that penalty opportunity, but referee adjudicating that the ball was pushed underwater in the tackle. And the pressure mounts, Paul. 4-2 the score line here. 4 goals to Reddam. And only the 2 goals for Sachs, which was scored in the very first 2 attacks of this entire game. And so it's been exceptionally good from Reddam House.
There we saw that replay of that extra man. Fantastic play to open up the shot from the center and opting for the donut shot where he should have thrown the ball in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's didn't expect for this kind of defensive effort from Reddam after what we saw in the initial 2 sort of attacks. But certainly Ryan Vedeman will be very pleased with his charges, and you can see Devon Card and Jesse Singer there having really some important words to their players. Got 8 minutes left in this game to bring back that 2-goal lead.
Someone's going to have to step up here for Sachs, take the game by the scruff of the neck, be a leader. And I think if they can get one big shot in from the outside, that'll force that Reddam press to have to be a little higher, or actually will force the zone to have to go into a bit more of a press. But right now, Reddam are just comfortable in allowing those outside shots. Poor shot selection by Sachs. And once again, I think fatigue is starting to count here. We did mention earlier, it's 12 additional minutes, this final, compared to the pool matches and the playoff games. It's almost 2 additional chuckers. So the end of a long weekend, 7-8 games of water polo, to have to play an additional half a game on top of that. Fitness definitely is on Reddam's side here, and they're reaping the rewards.
That's where the strength of a bench comes in there, right, Paul? I mean, if you've got only a few star players and you're not as well-rounded, you tend to fatigue those star players in the build-up to this kind of final, and that's really when it counts. So the rotation of the bench and the substitutions are key in your success at these type of tournaments.
Player management is crucial, and sometimes coaches can get lost in wanting a certain score or wanting to achieve something in a game, and maybe their star players get overplayed early on in the tournament, and that comes to bite you at the end of a long event like this.
And Reddam House with the swim-off win, and immediately into that zone half drop sort of defense is Sachs coming off their wing, trying to protect their centre forward. Ackerman working really hard in the centre forward position. Reddam shouting a few of his and opting for dumps. So it's good defence from Sachs and hopefully can bring back a bit of a...
You can see here Sachs trying to get up the pool on a counter. What is really good to see is they're a lot wider now. I think they've realised they need to find the space. A good drive through, ball into centre, should have been an option there.
Definitely should have been an option there. And it's out the back here. Josh Lane with the ball, looking for options. Now with Hartley. Hartley looking to put it in the centre forward. Here it is. And ball underwater call from Peter Lamarck.
You can see there the centre forward possibly a little bit guilty of going backwards instead of reaching forward to the ball. The referees are really, they struggle to reward a centre forward if he sinks, but the general rule is your centre forward's chest or head moves towards the ball, he's going to get a more positive call from the referee.
That's good defence. Oh, a bit of trouble here for Sachs here. And it's a goal. Great goal there from Sebastian Riley Nielsen.
I think Sachs there guilty of stopping play. They thought they had secured the ball. Didn't see there was a second Reddam player, possibly popped up from underwater somewhere. And all credit to the young man. A poacher's goal, if you want to call it. 3-goal lead now, 5 minutes to go. Going to be difficult, or 6 minutes to go. Going to be difficult to Sachs to come back from this one.
Yeah, just watch Riley Nielsen into the middle there, spotting that opportunity, not stopping. And the Sachs defenders already heading off on the counter-attack and good finish. Really good effort here. Now Sachs really need to score now. Need to get back in this game. 3 goals down. Working hard there is Dawson from the top, looking for an opportunity. He's got to keep going here is Dawson. Here it is. And unfortunately not spotting him on the other side of his player.
Another great block. That has been a huge asset in the Reddam defence, the field blocking. It's almost as good as a goal. Those big outside blocks. It just gets the whole intensity.
Oh, interesting call there, Paul. It looked like a good effort from Nando Desi to take that ball in front of the I think it looks like Michael Lunn.
And that's the third major for number 10. We did mention earlier he was excluded. He gave away a penalty by swimming into the ball, and that's now his third major, giving away that penalty.
And Sachs being forced to make the change. He can take no more part in this game. Nando Desi.
Number 4 needs to get back into the pool. There's not a man down. It's just a penalty.
And it's a penalty taker, Jared Harrod, with the conversion. Well done, sir. And it's now Reddam really comfortable. 6 minutes to play, 4-goal lead.
It's definitely not over, Graham. I've seen games where 4 goals have been scored in a couple of minutes. So Reddam will have to keep playing, but they definitely look like they just their body language, their intensity. Reddam definitely look like they're feeling very confident in themselves at the moment.
And looking for opportunity on the near side, looking for the cross pass. This is Van Bredar passing down the bottom. This is Oliver Hartley. Hartley looking for Dawson. Dawson with a full turn, attacking the goal and getting nothing now. In trouble here, Sachs. Reddam on the attack on the far side. And it's
very, very good defensive effort there by Sachs. It'll be interesting if we could see a replay of that previous ball into centre forward. Yeah. It was all a bit too frantic. But
Liam Dawson certainly getting full turn on goal, Paul, and attacking the keeper. And that's where that debate about how much advantage do you give before you blow the penalty. Certainly.
We see the ball in here to the centre forward. Great individual work, a full turn.
And it's a goal here. Sorry, Paul. It's a goal off screen while we've been talking about that replay. Reddam House have attacked incredibly quickly and scored a goal. It's Alex Ackerman with the conversion.
Yeah, it's all happening here at the Olympic pool. That's in Stithians. Goals, timeouts, controversial calls. I suppose that's why we love this game.
A little bit of drama, but certainly now with a scoreline of 7-2 in the final chukker, one would think it needs to something really, really special needs to happen here for Sachs if they are going to win this game. But Reddam have been simply outstanding in the way they've defended, and certainly their pace and aggression in their attack has been fantastic. Let's have a look at the one we missed on screen by Alex Ackerman. Ball into Alex in front of goal, pulling it across the keeper, and a great finish. Textbook stuff, Paul.
I think technically you don't get a better finish than that. You could see there, ball into him in front of the goals. A lot of players would have shot that ball straight away, right into the goalkeeper's arms. There we can see strong legs, keeping the ball off the water, keeping his elbow off the water, drawing the ball across cage, and a little flick in. A very good technical finish there.
And Sachs opting for a timeout call. Not a bad call there by Jesse Singer, the coach. And they trying to set up for something special here.
I think Reddam have been full value in their management of the game. They've known when to speed it up, when to slow it down. Maybe started off a little bit frantically, but from the second chukker onwards, it's been all Reddam. We saw the ball into centre forward there, possibly a big pullback, but the referee deeming the ball to not being close enough to the centre forward.
Unfortunately, just the shriek of the whistle and the bounce of the ball just not going the Sachs men's way, unfortunately. Two 50-50 calls potentially could have gone their way in the last minute or so, but 4 minutes to play, and Sachs have got to claw. If they're going to get in this game, they've got to score in the next 30 seconds or so.
Remember, Reddam still have 2 timeouts at their disposal. If things were to get a little bit frantic, they do have that to help calm things down.
And a good block there by Ackerman. Apologies, it's not Ackerman, it's Harrod with a great block. And ball now with Josh Lane. Josh Lane looking for Denobrega. And good steal there from Reddam House, and off they go.
See Sachs looking to play at second centre forward, rolling their wing in, but the Reddam defender, aware of that, crashing back onto that pass. And here we have another contra foul.
And Sachs have got to go up the pool now. They've got to give it everything. 3 minutes 30 to go. They've got to get something special here. Far side of the pool is open.
Sachs do have a man up here. Reddam opting to play with the Roach.
Unfortunately, not the right option there, Paul. 2-on-1 on the far side of the pool, and unfortunately, the player not spotting that opportunity to give that pass.
We see a break in play now. Ryan Vaderman, the coach from Reddam, calling one of his 2 timeouts. No doubt he'll just be wanting to make a couple of changes, just freshen things up, just make sure they finish this game with no dramas, and just keep it nice and patient and controlled as they have.
Yeah, an opportunity for his juniors and his players that haven't played a huge amount of this final to get in the water, perhaps. It doesn't look like he's going to make too many changes, but I just know that he just wants to make things, probably control things a little bit, settle up guys, take a breather. And unfortunately, Sachs have been on the receiving end of some outstanding polo. And certainly Reddam are looking like the form side here at this tournament, and looking like they could round it up. They did lose to Sachs by 1 goal in their pool stages, so they've had that learning experience. And
I think as much as Reddam have scored some really good, technically correct goals, I think their defence has definitely won them this match. They've managed to create pressure on Sachs, and when Sachs have made a mistake on their attack, Reddam have been quick enough and good enough to punish them. So that all goes down to a huge defensive effort that has lined them up to have a 5-goal lead here in the final.
And here we go into centre forward now. Sachs with a counter-attack opportunity down the middle of the pool, looking for options. Oh, and a bit of a fumble.
Goalkeeper out of position.
And it's a turnover ball again. Sachs a lucky let off there for Oliver Hartley. Crossfield pass. Sachs looking for Dawson in the middle. Van Breda setting up on the far side. And cross pass there. Sachs really need to get a goal here. There's 2 minutes 15 seconds. Another great save there. And I can't see them coming back from this ball. 5-goal deficit with two minutes.
No, Reddam will just hold the ball. Ryan Vaderman, experienced enough coach, tell his players to use the full 30 seconds. As I say that, they shoot with 10 seconds still on the clock.
Yeah, this has been a really good effort here from Reddam House. And Sachs have been left wanting in a lot of areas this afternoon. And he has an opportunity for Sachs. A great save by Woodburn. He has been outstanding, Paul, in the way he's made some saves. He was caught off guard in the beginning of the game, but he has come back and he's been outstanding. Working really hard here. Push shot, very low percentage scoring shot. One of my bugbears of Waterpolo.
Especially coming in off the wing with a limited angle like that. Credit must be given to the Sachs side for the effort they've put in this event to get to the final. As far as I know, they lost 7 or 8 matrics from last year's team. So to be competing here in the final, and haven't been a pushover for anyone at this tournament. They've gone unbeaten throughout so far. So huge credit to these young men for the effort they've put in, especially being such a new side.
And it's and they are until this moment the only unbeaten side here. And here we have last minute play. This is bringing the goalkeeper right up. This is a very risky play here from Sachs, but and it's another great save from Woodburn on his opposition number. This is interesting with the new rules. The goalkeeper can come past the halfway line, so you're basically playing 7 versus 6 on the far side of the pool. And Sachs really trying here, but Reddam have been outstanding in their defense. Another fumble of the ball. Again, a missed opportunity. Oh, Reddam calling for the timeout.
35 seconds to go. The coach making sure everyone gets wet and gets a little bit of water time. If I was a referee, I might have ignored that timeout call. No, only joking.
Interesting call there. I mean, the goalkeeper was completely out of position. All they needed to do was throw the ball in, play it to someone else, and throw it in the back of the net, and it was another goal. And then could have made the changes. But anyway, making full changes here, and it's less than a minute to play, and outstanding final from Reddam House, and it's been completely controlled. And although it didn't start off the way they'd like, Paul, but really they have been outstanding. And kudos to Ryan Vaderman. I mean, he's obviously prepped these boys exceptionally well, and they know exactly what to do and what each other are doing in the pool. And really outstanding coaching, great effort from the players, and as you said, great defensive effort from Reddam House.
And that just shows a more mature or slightly older team. They've been in these situations in the past. They know how to come back from maybe a shaky start, and have been full value for their for their win.
And this keeper a bit under keeper under pressure there. This is the reserve keeper Keegan Pellissier, and it's now a matter of just a little bit of it's gone wide. It's been a story of Sachs game ever since the second minute of the first chucker, Paul. It has been all Reddam House. And here goes a long range shot for Reddam, and there you go. Victorious are the men from Constantia. Unfortunately, the girls couldn't do it, but the boys certainly made amends for that final, and it's been a long, hard road for Ryan Vaderman and these young men. They've taken a hiding for a few years, and they've been so close last year, or should I say this year, in a lot of ways. And their hard work has certainly paid off, and experience has paid off, and they're certainly going to be a team to watch going forward into next season or next year.
So Reddam have a very strong tradition of winning this tournament, but on the ladies' side, and well done to the Reddam men for turning the tables there. We had the Reddam ladies playing in the final earlier, losing to the hosts and Stithians, and this time the men from Reddam bringing back the silverware with the gold medal. Their first time ever making the final, at this tournament, the boys, and fantastic effort, full value for their 7-2 win over Sachs, and it's going to be an interesting team to watch going forward. They've definitely set themselves as the team to beat, so to speak, at the major tournaments coming up for next year, and yeah, cracker final. I don't think we can say much more.
No, fantastic. We're going to have some stats coming up, but 7-2 in this final of the Stithians Stayers tournament. Thank you to Zest Beverages, and here are these stats brought to you by the analyst and iSports analysis. So 32 shots, 28 for Reddam, and just that success rate, only 25% success rate for Reddam versus the 6. But you can see not much different between the two teams, but that key point is that shot efficiency, that accuracy in the execution from Reddam House has been the difference today, Paul. And I think there'll be a lot of opportunities or thought about for sort of on reflection from Sachs, but certainly the stats show that Reddam House are our dominant performers here today.
For sure, 25% might not sound like a lot, but when you're having 28 goals, it's a decent return. 28 shots, sorry, that's a decent return. Do want to once again pay credit to the Reddam defence, the amount of field blocking, and that man in picture there, Jack Woodburn. He's had a fantastic tournament, to be honest, but I would almost like to say he's the Reddam man of the match, and 100%. Possibly the man of the match, in my opinion, of this final of the 2019 Stithians Stayers tournament.
100%. There were some notable performances also from Jordan Harrod. He also had an exceptionally good game for Reddam, as well as Alex Ackerman. But I agree with you wholeheartedly, Paul. Jack Woodburn is our man of the match, and well done to him and his team. And all the best until next year. 2020 season looks exciting, Paul.
It does indeed. And if we look at the top 6 or 7 teams here, I think everyone's got a shot at winning one of the big titles next year. And a lot happens between now and February, March next year. In terms of player development, team development, player growth. So I think the 2020 school water polo season is going to be one to remember and look to enjoy. A big thank you to School Sports Live for bringing us this broadcast in connection with Zest Beverages, and a huge thank you to St. Stithians School, St. Stithians College, for hosting another fantastic event.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in from far and wide towards the end of the rugby. It's been a fantastic day of water polo, beautiful weather, and everything you could have asked for from a final. And from Paul and myself, thank you very much.
Thank you.